Oh man, so jolly, so frickin' jolly, guys. Um, okay, welcome back. Last session, the party was enjoying their many successes for the mission they had accomplished. Together, they had evaded the Cadogeist and delivered the circlet of barbed divisions to Vasselheim to be protected. You were venerated with many glories and rewards for your bravery and valor. Welcomed in the city of Vasselheim to whatever temple you'd like, the means to communicate with certain individuals, invitations to a certain place up to the northeast called Whitestone, from one Pike Trickfoot. And yeah, generally tried to have a good time. Unfortunately, it seems that Wintercrest did not go quite as planned, as there was some Raven Queen drama. Um, the party's still dealing with the aftermath of that, but nonetheless has made their adventure back to Emon to enjoy themselves. You find yourselves back at the Rousing Spark, ever once more friendly with your old friends, the Sparks of Amon and Emma Van Zyl, and re-ingratiating yourselves with a much more familiar city. And it does sound like you guys still have plenty of loose ends you wish to tie up. So we're just going to we're going to take it a step at a time. We're gonna keep moving forward until we can't move forward any longer, or until something miraculous comes up. But for now, as far as you know, you are just back in Amon, taking a third attempt at a vacation, and also making sure that Alistair's not a dick, apparently. That was a big thing on the docket, an immediate thing on the docket, to which he has agreed, while of course remarking that, at least he didn't burn down a forest. But yeah, so you guys find yourselves back on familiar grounds, and we'll take it from there. We'll just take it from there, folks. So welcome back to Emon to Tal'Dorei. Oh yeah, and Nyx has a new cat. Very important to mention. Nyx is a super cool new cat with a black streak. What would you all like to do?
I think Yvaine's going to see if either her room or like she was sort of terraforming her room, so she didn't have a chance to put it back. So she's going to go see if her room is available, and if so, start sprucing up and sort of give Zarvolg the side eye as to, you know, he can sleep wherever he wants.
You all would go back to your various rooms and find them largely cleared out. This is an inn, after all. And if you did ask Emma, as much as possible, any personal possessions were like put aside in boxes
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
whatnot. But this is an inn, and as long as the rooms are occupied, she wishes to use them. But fully re-extends the offer to utilize them once more.
I think absolutely. Go unpack, put my stuff on the walls, set up the chest set,
Yeah, absolutely.
get ready.
You go back to resetting yourself up. No problem there. No problem at all. And you also find yourselves wearing a little bit, maybe putting warmer clothing on. You're finally out of the endlessly cold Vasselheim. I mean, you're still in the winter time, but it's not as punishing as Vasselheim and Asilra is. So yeah, maybe it's a tad more brisk, just a tad.
We might want to let Emma know that we're going to be creating our own place here before long. She won't have to house us forever.
I'm certain that will absolutely be a uh, a topic and a bit of good news.
Fantastic. Okie dokie. Yeah, and you've already talked to her, Ember, about in your initial conversation. I believe there was some like, oh, we got our plans. We got plans for whatnot. And she knows. And she knows. So what are you doing? What's anyone want to do? Got friends to talk to, things to do, city to explore, places to shop.
What time of day is it?
I think it's midday, if I'm not mistaken. I think you guys kind of took off around midday after getting your rewards.
Yeah, Glint at least, with his conversation with Alistair, I think mostly resolved.
Yeah.
He's probably planning on heading out towards Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
So
enough.
he duck his head into the spark and kind of wave towards the party. I'm going to go see about looking into something of a small shopping list I've been putting together. If anyone wants to come along, you're more than welcome.
Nix would love to tag along.
Well, that's the spirit.
I mean, doesn't everyone want to go?
I don't know, y'all's
Field
left.
trip.
No, it's Gilmore's. Like we all go to Gilmore's together. It's one of our things. It's like the drink after the
Gilmore's
victory.
means family, and family means no one gets left behind.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, don't you even, because you love Gilmore's. You spend all your money at Gilmore's. Don't you get curmudgeonly about Gilmore's.
You're not supposed to tell people about that.
Leave Gilmore's alone. Okay, yeah, you guys begin to make your passage through the wonderful city to find your way to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Let's see here. Up in the Abdar's Promenade is where you would find it. And to your delight, Nix, this is a wonderful city. It's a very interesting city. Marble roads, big, beautiful 3-story buildings. It's a dense city, but the streets are wide enough that it doesn't feel like claustrophobic. Too claustrophobic anyway. Very, very busy place. And you're going to see many things along the way. You definitely see the palace up top, as always, as you pass from the Port of Emon into the central district and onwards to the Abadar's Promenade. There will be at least one interesting sight along the way. Well, you see a number of inns and taverns, and indeed you come to Gilmore's. You guys see a broad single-story facade of the magical, wondrous emporium, Gilmore's Glorious Goods. It sticks out. It sticks out pretty intensely. This sort of white marble and purple building with the Gilmore sign up top it. It has, blue lining with like gold trim along the door and window frames. There are daggers and potions and fine magical vests in the windows, and the door is actually in just like golden beads, essentially, just kind of like go through like it's the 60s. And you walk inside to see that the interior is actually 3 stories, despite the exterior's 1-story facade. You walk into another world where the whole like swords and axes and again potions and trinkets and magical items as far as your eye can see, as much as your little heart desires. And all of you will see once more, as ever, the loyal companion, hair in a bit of a messy bun, circular spectacles at the edge of her nose, the half-elven employee of Gilmore's, Sherry, who looks up and she says, welcome back. It's been some time.
Miss Sherry, hello. I think I may have been sliding some sendings your way over the last few days.
Yes,
Would it be
you called ahead.
yes? Would it be possible to go through some of your spell scrolls and see what might be available?
Of course, second floor, middle rack.
Thank you. Glint will
Yep, you
toddle
make your way
along.
up. Yep, and you to your absolute delight, there's like a series of scroll shelves and that are filed between level of spell. And to your delight, you can just start. You'll see like the one little diamond-shaped scroll thing, and it's like mage armor, and another one says magic missile, and you can and kind of like candy in like the bulk candy shop. Spell scrolls.
Alrighty. Glint's looking for a few specific ones. They're not particularly high level. One would be Ray of Sickness.
Yep, easily found.
One would be I'm curious if the Spiny Shield spell exists in this.
The spiny shield spell.
Yeah.
Is that a wizard spell?
It is on the wizard list as well as the Ranger and
that's right.
Druid.
Sure, yeah, I'll say it's in here. Why not?
Okay.
It's the. I'm all, once we get into the sort of stuff, I start to be
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it says they have it, so they've got it.
And the last would be just to kind of get a feel for the price tag would be a second level spell called Arcane Vigor.
Arcane Vigor.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look.
It's one of the new spells from 2024.
Got it. Are you're a 2024 wizard, I presume?
Correct.
Correct. Then yes, they will.
All right. What kind of going rate is for scrolls here?
Such a good question. Let's take a look. These would be considered. Come on, man. Have the value for consumable items on spell scrolls.
First level, I believe, typically is common. Second, I want to say goes up to uncommon.
Yeah, they've changed up how they are working pricing for spell scrolls, I think.
Got it.
Yeah, you'll have to bear with me just a little bit because I am
take your time.
trying to use the new stuff here, and they apparently have a different list for spell scrolls, which I'm working on. Channel warded. So that is for general rarity. Oh, spell scrolls. Would it be in? Find out. Gaining spells, maybe that's it. Give me prices. The humans are waiting for their prices. If you don't mind, we'll come back to you just so we're not waiting on me. I apologize, but I'll get it to you just as soon as I can. Who else has anything they want to look for in? Oh, well, take it back. I found it just as I meant to move on. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. Scribing spell scroll costs. Well, that's not sale cost, but whatever. Time insurance, but I guess I'll just double it, I suppose. Okay, for now we'll just move forward. First level spells are 50 gold a pop, we're gonna say.
Okay.
What was that? The last spell on your list?
Arcane Vigor, which was the second level.
Second level. As long as it's on the 2024, go for it. That one will run you 200 pieces.
200. Okay. I'll hold off on the second level, but I will get the 2 first levels for sure.
Got it.
And there's other things as well that I'll let people go through their lists as well first, because I don't want to hog up too much time there.
I got it right. Okay. Sweet. I'm doing this correct. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, you're looking through Glint. Yvaine, I saw your hand pop up earlier. What would you like to go shopping for?
So I sent you a little message. There's no reason for you to remember this, but we went to Gilmore's before we actually went under Salah, and I had that piece commissioned for Berenice, and of course we were gone. But if it's prepared, I would love to pay for it and to take
The dust?
Oh no, I've already done that. No, I sent it to you in the
Zoom chat. Okay.
in the Zoom
Let's
chat.
have a look.
So I didn't get this piece yet, but hopefully it should be waiting for me, so I could just
Oh, yes.
gold
yes.
and pick it up.
I think I recall that. Hang on, let me go take a little look at it real quick.
If you don't recall that, then I will happily simply put in an order for this item.
Got it. Well, it's not hard to obtain. You could very easily obtain it if you watch. Oh, that's you, Ember, the 12 easy payments. I was like, that looks expensive for what we're getting. Yeah, if you want the pipe, that will cost you 100 gold pieces.
Yes, she will try to do this when she'll try to like put her off
Off to the
and
side.
skipped. Yeah.
Yeah, as everyone's like dancing down the halls and admiring all the glittering good stuff, then yeah, you have a quiet moment with Sherry, or you probably find it on the shelf. Like these common trinkets are probably like right at the front of the shop. So you kind of grab one, kind of subtly go over and pay for it.
Oh, excellent, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Who else? Who else has wonders to procure? Probably should be upcart charging.
Oh, I need to get a bag of holding.
Bag of holding. Okay. I'm trying to be good about my rules here. So I did say that magic items found in shops will be more expensive than items gathered in other sources. Stock varies, but eventually includes magic items. Prices additionally there. Well, Gilmore's is will be nice about Gilmore's because Gilmore's such a fine fellow. Okay, you want a bag of holding? Sure. You better believe they've got a fine selection of bag of holdings. You could even have it styled in a way you wanted to if you wanted. They even have like a workshop, which is like a make your own bag of holding workshop. But for the time being, yeah, if you want to just purchase one, that'll go for 400 gold pieces.
Okay.
Cool. Who else has stuff they'd like to purchase with all of their monies? Yes, Sabrosa. Oh, I mean Zarvolg.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, I look at the Zoom name. The Zoom name always saves my day.
No, that's fair. You should. Yeah, so Zarvolg will, if he gets a chance to talk to her, what's her name?
Harry.
Ari. If he gets a chance to talk to her, he'll show his gambler's blade, which he's very proud of.
Fantastic.
And also the crossbow of heavy warning, and he'll be like, I bought both of these here, and they've done me both very well.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and he kind of like side eyes at Yvaine. I've got a lot of voices in my ear right now. I can't listen.
I see.
I can't listen to another item. Do you have anything magical that I don't have to really connect with?
Tons of items that you don't wish to connect with. You're looking for a replacement for your crossbow?
Oh no. No, I love the crossbow. I guess just anything else that could help me quietly kill folks that doesn't involve a sort of connection.
Quietly kill folks. I will see what I can do for you, sir. Quietly kill folks. Okay. she'll ask you too. She'll go, so what's your, so the crossbow is your weapon of choice?
It is. And honestly.
And what's your price range?
Oh. Around 2,000 gold.
2,000. Okay,
I'm not
sir.
necessarily looking to replace the crossbow, though, specifically. Anything that could help me lay a trap, move more quietly, move more quickly, that sort of thing is.
Got it. You're looking for a stealthy enhancement then.
Sure.
How do you like your armor, sir? Would you like something to do with your armor, perhaps, to help out?
My armor is something that I'm proud of.
Okay.
In the hang on.
Oh.
In the means that I gained it myself, however, is not the most effective. If we could find something a little more protective, that would be amazing.
Understood. Okay, we're looking for some stealthy armor. Can do. What armor are you wearing right now?
He's just wearing the breastplate.
Wearing breastplate. Okay. She goes, okay.
Yeah, it's not magical at all.
He goes, would you like to stick?
Breastplate.
She says, would you like to stick with medium armor, or were you thinking of something more light? Does your dexterity make up for certain armor deficient? What would you prefer? Would you prefer the armor to make up for? Would you like your dexterity to make up for armor, or are you happy with medium armor?
And he'll do like he's done before when being fitted for formal clothing. He'll demonstrate. I got to be able to move around. I don't like the heavy clunkiness. And
Okay.
Finch isn't here to point at, but
you don't like the clunkiness. Understood.
You know, the clanky. I don't like that.
Understood. Absolutely understood. Okay. I have a suggestion for you. If you would come right this way, sir, you might appreciate this. You're looking for something. I don't know if it's stealthy, but let's see if you like it. And she'll take you over, and she's going to show you this pretty interesting suit of armor. She says it comes in multiple varieties of armor types. If you want to stick with a breastplate, we can certainly do so. This is known as the armor of weightlessness. Within it has the ability to help you sort of become more buoyant, shall we say. You can jump higher and maybe even levitate into the air, or make other people levitate into the air. It's obviously a breastplate, so it keeps you stealthy and not too clanky, but helps you sort of reach higher places, perhaps.
Oh, this is very nice. What?
It is an attunement item.
What does this cost?
This suit of if you wish for the breastplate, breastplate is 400. This would be 800 gold pieces for a breastplate of weightlessness.
Interesting.
I could recommend. I probably shouldn't, but I will anyway. We work in magical enchanting, but the dwarves of Craghammer have been known to work mithril into armor. They say that their armor is extraordinarily light and easy to move in. Even armor as clunky as you might see on larger knights. But we're more into enchanting than working with, shall we say, stubborn materials.
Sure. You said 800 gold pieces for this breastplate.
Yes, that's right. That is what I would have as far as armor goes for something as you recommend, as you've required. I could look into something a little bit more wondrous, a little bit more trinkety, maybe a ring, maybe an amulet. Are you wearing a cloak right now?
I am wearing a cloak. Do you have a ring, though? I'm not wearing any.
Yes, we have a fine selection of rings. And none of them are breastplates, so I gotta turn off that filter in my encyclopedia here.
I usually really like the breastplate. I might come back to it.
Fair enough. She goes, okay, yes, we have a ton.
Buoyancy, you said?
It's the armor of weightlessness.
Armor of weightlessness, okay.
Because we have many rings. Okay, not that one. We have a ring of water walking, which is kind of maybe what you're like. We have, this is cool. Where protect your boys. That's not really what you're looking for. We don't have any rings that particularly. We have a ring of jumping. Again, it's an attunement item. It allows you to cast jump for it. But if I might suggest, sir, if you're looking for an attunement item to do with that, I would stick with the weightless armor. That's all I really have for rings as far as what you're looking for. Let me look into wondrous items. My wondrous items section here. What do we have? Something, perhaps a set of boots to match your armor. You have what kind of cloak do you have, sir?
Oh, and he'll show it off very proudly. The cloak of the bat, I believe it's called, right? Yeah.
Right, you have your dark cloak with the back. She says, well, elves are often known for their grace and their ability to move quite well. We have a rare find here in the shop today. A set of boots of elven kind. Often only really found in Lyrengorn, but we were lucky enough to have a sale recently. It's a hot item that'll go off the shelf, but it gives you advantage on stealth checks. Non-attunement required.
I've had a pair of boots of elven kind in the past. You said these are on sale. How much are they?
Well, they're not on sale, but you're not going to find them here for very long. 400 gold pieces.
All right. I'll tell you what. I will. I'm going to be one of your favorite customers today.
Yeah?
I'll take the breastplate of weightlessness. Is that what it is?
Yes.
And the boots of elven kind, please.
Excellent. Absolutely happy to hear it. And she will certainly gather up the boots of elven kind and the armor, the breastplate of weightlessness for you. And as long as you're willing to dump 1,200 gold pieces into this, she'll be happy to provide you with some new magic items.
I will take them. Thank you.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. Yeah, and you get you get them in a nice Gilmore's Glorious Goods bag, which is reusable. We believe in recycling here.
Is it like a Crown Royal bag? Is it velvety and it has like the cinch?
Oh, yes. Of course it is. Yeah, this is Gilmore's. Yeah, it's purple with gold gilding, lace on it. It's yeah, absolutely. She gives it to you, and yeah, you're the proud owner of some new magic items. Anybody else? I'll say as she's finishing up with Zarvolg, she'll see you maybe peeking around Nyx, and she'll come up to you and say, hello, miss, or preferred pronouns?
A bit, none of them really. But anyway, I was overhearing you talk about armor, and I realized I don't have any, and we've been doing a lot of things that are very dangerous, and I should probably have some protection of some sort.
Fair enough. Well, then we'll have to get you some armor. Right over this way. May I ask for what price range you are interested in spending today?
Broke bitch prices.
I see.
Nyx, if you have interest, I could also work on maybe making you a suit, although I'm more of a heavier sort in terms of mental work, so not sure if that'll be up your alley.
Oh, I'm not picky. I don't really know what I'm looking for. All I know is I gotta be able to move around.
Oh, yeah, all these windows. Shop around and see if anything catches your fancy. I have a few ideas of things to try out, but something might fit better here, honestly.
Do you have any fancy armor? Like, something sort of magical? They're from the Feywild, something,
Surprisingly, we do have magical armor here, yes.
Yeah, show us. Check us on the back.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm being silly.
No, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Right this way, and she'll show you next. It's just, okay, these are our broke bitch prices over here. Are you more of a light armor individual?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have a series of armor. So base armor. Let's start there. Were you looking for leather armor or studded leather armor? Studded leather armor comes at 45 gold piece price without enchantments.
Oh, I could swing studded. I could do that.
Okay, some studded leather armor, and she'll take you to her like studded section, in which she has like you know the when you go to Walmart and there's like posters and you like go through the posters like that. It's like that, but like suits of leather armor. And this is like the common rack, and she just kind of goes through them. She goes, so we have a selection. We have the armor of gleaming, where she shows you this like pristine studded leather armor, and she goes, it will never get dirty, no matter how muddy or how snowy or icy or frosty it gets. The armor will never get dirty. So that's our armor of gleaming. We have cast-off armor, which can come off immediately as an action. If you ever want to take it off armor really quick, this is the way to do it. Cast-off armor. We also have, this one's a little interesting. And she'll pull, and you see this like suit of armor where it has like this like black smoke coming off of it. It's a little intimidating. And she goes, this is our smoldering armor. Whenever you're wearing it, wisps of harmless smoke will rise out of the armor. To some degree, you can manipulate what that smoke might look like. Maybe you might be into a harsh black, intimidating smoke, or perhaps sort of a wispy white smoke. These are all very possible.
Oh, that one sounds like a lot of fun. I like
Absolutely.
the drama of it.
Very drama, high drama armor. It goes for 145 gold pieces.
Ooh.
If we look at something, you know, what if we were looking at more than broke bitch? Like, what if we were like looking at something, you know, reasonable?
Well,
I'll just have to. I want to see the armor.
I can afford this. I can afford.
I can afford a little more. Right? No. Listen, we don't want you to die. You work with us. We're going to pitch in so that not more that we're going to subsidize a bard who works with us. So just show us some good armor and we'll deal with the price later. Shush.
Right.
Well, so what is
kind of
the...
gathers Nick's under his arm and he's like, all right, come on, let's shop.
What was his armor? What? She's going to look at this. How much was that? What was that? How much did that cost?
I will say if you're looking for something in the uncommon range, they start at 400 gold pieces, depending on the actual suit of armor. A suit of studded leather armor in the uncommon range would be 445 gold pieces.
Let's look at 400 to 800, right? Let's
400 to 800.
Shush! I got it. I don't buy things, Nick. 'Cause I have money. I don't want you to die. So yeah.
Okay. There's also armoring bonuses that for a little less expensive in the uncommon range. But yes, let me show you some suits of armor. I heard the word Feywild thrown out there. Is there some interest in like whimsical armor? Is that the idea?
I do love some whimsy.
All right. Well, let's see what kind of whimsy we can get that is protective for you. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Not a huge selection in the armor selection. We do have the Mariner's armor, which does allow for being able to swim as fast as you can walk. And
2
they
adventures
also
ago.
Right?
Might have been helpful a couple of adventures ago. Yes, indeed, sir. I know what you're talking about. Anyway, but perhaps there's something in the more wondrous range that might be of aid. I assure you I could find something protective. Perhaps a cloak or a brooch or some such that could provide some protections. Let's take a look. Oh yes, Gilmore has recently started up a new, he has a new interest in tattoos lately. I don't know if that's something that you'd be interested in, but we do have a new magical item in store called the Barrier Tattoo. Should ever you not be wearing armor, your base armor would be set to a certain range. If you're looking in the uncommon range, we could tattoo you with the Barrier Tattoo, which would make your base AC of 12 plus dexterity modifier. So it'd be like you're always wearing studded leather armor no matter what.
Oh,
And also
that's
you get a cool
lovely.
tattoo.
I like that. I
Okay.
do like that idea.
She takes out this really interesting needle from like one of the shelves, and like the needle itself is like attached to this like kind of like wide open like steel piece, and at the very top there's like a glass bottle with what looks to be like some kind of magical ink inside of it that goes from being like a solid piece of stone to like ink again, and then solid stone and then ink again. And she says, okay, I will put this in your basket, and we will see if we find anything else we like. And she'll keep going down the stalls. Let's see. Ooh, I can just do tags. I don't have to go through every single one. This one is for protection. Let's see here. Container creation. How about no diff? Oh boy, where are my great tags here? Let's take a look. Use social elimination, Ember, transmutation, modified, banishment, debuff, combat. Combat, perhaps? We'll see. Focus buff. Combat. Let's see what we get. Okay, no, that was not helpful in the slightest. Sorry, I'm trying to streamline this a little bit. Give me half a moment. Oh, this will be helpful. Warding, that's the word we're looking for, is warding. That's the tag we want. Something for warding, understood. Let's take a look at what we got. Okay, we have, oh, this might interest you quite a great deal. And she pulls out this very lavish blue cloak with a gray mantle and a hood attached to it. A very fine cloak indeed. She says this is an attunement item, and it's known as the Cloak of Protection, and it provides you a +1 bonus to armor class and all saving throws while wearing it.
Oh, damn.
That's really nice.
Very good uncommon item, yeah.
Indeed. We have a couple of parapets. We have a parapet of wound closure, which will always ensure that you are stabilized when you, say, are knocked unconscious in battle. It means that you'll never start your turn dying. You'll always be stable unless someone comes over and tries to finish the job. And also,
how much is that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let me just finish because I'm not quite done. In addition, whenever you roll a hit dice to regain hit points, you get double the number of hit points. So it means that you endure pretty heavily as far as you go. This one goes for 400 gold pieces. Both will go for 400 gold pieces. So I would recommend either. Both are excellent. We have a brooch of shielding as well, resistance to force damage and immunity to the magic missile spell. We have a couple of good warding items in the shop.
All right. So let's huddle up a minute. It's getting a little overwhelming. Nyx, what are you currently wearing?
My regular fancy clothes. I have no armor.
You have no armor.
No, they're running around practically naked, fighting, the kidder guys.
I'm a performer, sir. I wasn't prepared for battle. I didn't know what I was getting into. And then a dragon appeared,
Right,
so
a horrible white trash dragon. All right,
so if I might make a recommendation to streamline your shopping experience, may I recommend the Cloak of Protection? It is it's a fashionable item for someone who enjoys some whimsy. It provides decent protection against all forms of potential dangers, and then perhaps make your way to your nearest armory and procure some armor.
Yvaine's going to say, absolutely. Just so the heads up, the protection cloak. Is it something that you need to connect to, or is it something anyone could just wear? That's fantastic. It is indeed an attunement item. It didn't actually matter. We're going to take it. And this wound closure thing that you were talking about.
Also attunement.
And again, not that it matters.
No, I don't really have a lot of space for attunement.
Yeah. Yvaine is essentially going to be like, take my money and I purchase both.
No, it's not a money issue. I can only use so many things at one time.
No, but the wound. Under the circumstances, I will be taking the wound closure periapt for me.
Oh, smart. Very
really-
smart.
Knowing that if something happens, that I stabilize under the present circumstances is, I think, prudent. Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
So if Sherry is fine with that, I would like to purchase both items.
It is my job to sell to you items. I am certainly not going to stop you. Yes, of course, 400 gold pieces. That parapet is yours, and for another 400, the cloak of protection may be yours as well. But and she'll look over at Nyx and be like, "You said that you're all up on attunements."
Yes.
I see. Do you think you have any items that you would find less important than the cloak itself? It's okay if the answer is no. I just want to make sure that you're going to be happy with your purchase.
I have something I don't need to use. I could definitely take one thing off.
Fair enough. Then for 800 gold piece, you'll refer back to Yvaine. Then for 800 gold pieces, both items may be yours.
I can put up 100. I have that much I can put up.
Hold on to that.
Honestly, I'm so sorry. I wasn't actually paying attention. I have the money, so like just
800.
Yeah, no, here, take the 800. That's yours. Are you also getting the periapt? Were you getting both? Is that what you were saying that you wanted, Nyx?
No, she just wanted the cloak of protection.
That's great. So that's for them, and then I'll take the periapt.
If that is what you'd like, ma'am. And she will take 800 gold pieces, a parapet of wound closure for Yvaine, and a cloak of protection for Nyx.
Thank you so much, Yvaine.
I can't believe I didn't notice you weren't wearing armor. Honestly, I'm embarrassed, and I feel like I've failed you as your healer. So, no, thank you.
Next, what are your current attuned items?
It was the luck. Let's see, where is it?
Oh, do you also have a lucky rock? Are we lucky rock buddies?
I do have a lucky rock. I do, but I can take that off because the cloak would kind of work the same.
I mean, they both work just fine with each other in conjunction. One is more purely protective, and the other is more helping things go your way a little more often.
Which is beneficial for me. I've got my DOS loot. I've got the eyes of the eagle, thanks to Zarvolg.
You have what was the second one?
The eyes of the eagle.
All right.
Honestly,
Their loot is taking up one of their attunements. I mean,
Yeah.
But it's a very good. It's a
No,
very
loot
good loot.
is
Yeah.
taking
the
up
loot, the
attunements.
eagle eyes, and the luckstone are the 3 attuned.
Okay.
That's currently
Personally,
attuned, yeah.
I'd
You don't
recommend.
necessarily need the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes of the eagle are the most fringe there. The luckstone boosts every skill or ability check, which includes like your initiative
Okay.
rolls, all your saving throws, and every skill check you can make, which is pretty good.
That's what I was originally thinking. So
Also,
okay, so that one.
I also say that if Nyx is happy to choose her own attunement slot,
absolutely.
she is more than welcome to do so.
Whatever.
Well,
Unless she
no,
wants
but
to
I'm
help.
still learning. I mean,
Yeah,
I
of course,
definitely
unless you want the
appreciate
help.
the help. For sure.
Here's all I wanted to suggest. The thing with the eyes is that does sometimes it's nice to have it, but sometimes it's situational, which is to say that I could take an hour and swap out.
Yeah,
So
you can always move things around as you want.
you can move things around as you
Any short rest,
necessary.
right?
That's all I was trying to say. Is that
Yeah.
You can tailor your day to it in the morning or night or whenever you do those things. That's all.
Sherry will say, alternatively, if you're looking for coin and you have an excess of magic items, Gilmore's is always happy to purchase magic items for a decent sum.
I do need money, but not that bad. These are nice things. I don't want to sell them.
That is often what we are told when we try to procure magic items, and that's perfectly fine.
That's
How much? How much was the glamour studded?
I don't think she said glamour studded, but she might have glamour studded.
Oh,
Let me go take a look.
It's a rare.
Yeah, so probably 4,000 goldish plus,
Jesus.
give or take.
Glamour studded.
It's real cool stuff, though.
It is very cool. Oh, come on. Lamb. Yeah, Nyx and yeah, you guys, if I think I know where you're going with this. You see Beverly like looking up at like a big, shiny, beautiful suit of armor that's like some very rare, gorgeous armor with like sparkles in her eyes, with the like one day look in her one in her face, because she just doesn't get paid, like, or she hasn't historically been paid because she's had been a squire.
We've been splitting everything up by 7. I don't know, perhaps Finch has been holding it in trust for her. But
Beverly does have a fuck ton of gold. Where did that come from?
we've absolutely been. If we had, Yvaine would not have.
I understand it. Just me and Finch have talked about Beverly, and the deal between Squire and Knight is I serve you and you teach me how to be a knight. There's no payment involved. It's an exchange of skills, essentially. So as far as these rewards go, I forgot that she had money, which she might want to spend now. But I'll deal with that behind the screen. Glamour is indeed rare studded leather armor, so she would say, yes, we do have a suit for 4,000 gold pieces as a standard. It just depends on what suit of armor you'd like.
All right, well, that's something to look forward to, but in the meantime, can we get you something a little more substantial to wear?
Yeah, you go to Beverly, she says, I suppose so. I was thinking about it. I've got a couple of items that I need to sort through, I guess. I guess I have an attunement slot open. I could purchase something. And Sherry will show her around, and she can use her money to buy some suit of armor. She might just use it to buy some. Oh, she's a little shy from plate. She might want to go buy plate. So I'm saving up for something special.
She already has plate, doesn't she?
Nope, she's chainmail. Chainmail and shield.
Glint gave Beverly plate armor multiple sessions back.
I don't recall. When was that?
That was after Solar, whenever Glint got access to Fabricate.
When he made all of the
oh my goodness.
The Skelly. Yeah. When he made all the Skelly stuff, he made one for Beverly too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll update that. Went through the cracks there, I suppose. So yeah, she's got plate armor then.
Between that and the spear, cool. she's wearing Glint specials.
Yeah, she's doing pretty decent for herself.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Well, because you mentioned having things enchanted, like things that already exist. So what's involved in, say, taking, let's say I want to make my breastplate more protective, and I gave it to you so that you could bespell it in such a way. Like, what's involved in that?
You want to give us a breastplate to have the enchantment removed or transferred?
No, like if I wanted you to enchant the piece.
Oh, if you want just to enchant the piece.
Not magical. Like,
I understand.
Because you've offered that, I feel like, but nobody's asked about it. So I just wanted to get some.
Yes, we would. Yes, just. Yes, let me. Give me a moment. It's. The price is somewhat. It depends on, if you bring in the items, the raw materials we required for the creation process. But it usually comes out to be about double what the creation price is. So hypothetically, if we were crafting a common item, which is usually about 50 gold pieces of materials, we would charge 100 gold.
Okay.
So really, I think we would just charge the normal magical item cost and then add on any additional labor prices,
All right, yeah.
which isn't too exceptional.
No, I don't know that we've had that done specifically, so I thought I'd ask about it.
Fair enough. I'm gonna say, oh my god, this is funny. Off on the other side of the shop, if he is present, while Sherry is dealing with the Fabulous Four, another employee by the name of Jerry is going to approach you, Ember, and is going to say, "Hello, sir. Are you How are you doing today? Is there anything that you're looking for in particular?"
I'm here in support of the rest of the Concordant. I did my purchasing already and remunerated the person who lost their own while engaged in a dangerous transport. Really, I'm here for them.
He blinks a couple times. You don't get the sense he fully understood what you said, but he goes, "Okay, sir, absolutely. Just find an employee if you require any help, and have a great day." And he'll but yeah, is there anything else anyone would like to do at Gilmore's Glorious Goods?
Yes.
Fireworks. Yes, go. Glint.
So Glint is going to dig out some plans that he's been drawing up out of one of his bags of many books and notebooks. So I've been drafting up a concept piece for myself, and in some of the materials I'm sure are very expensive. I was wondering if you would have the materials for my own project in stock for acquisition.
I see. Interesting. You wish to purchase raw materials?
Correct.
I see. Not our usual point of sale. We usually more sell the items themselves.
Of course.
What, perhaps you might be more specific?
Yeah, so Glint is laying out what looks to be the blueprints, quote unquote, of like a sacrificial style like Crease Dagger. Basically, he's looking to start processes on building an enspelled weapon.
You want to build an enspelled weapon. Understood.
Correct.
Got it. She says, "Oh, I see. Yes, if you wish to purchase the raw materials, well, we have our own private suppliers. I so above the table, I'm just gonna say that like they don't on table. Gilmore's doesn't really do that. They don't like.
Yeah.
It's kind of supplying competition, which doesn't really make sense to do. So they're more than happy to create or sell to you any magic item you desire, but giving you the means to sort of get around what they're trying to sell, that's something that I just don't provide as a service. But with that said, this is a mall. If you're looking for raw materials, you will have no issue finding them around the city.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And if Glint's kind of like given that pitch that completely parses to him, worth noting, his goal is to make an enspelled weapon that has the animate dead spell.
Okay, very cool. And I think that is definitely something you might want to do not with anybody looking over your shoulder.
Correct.
Because that is
he's definitely playing mum with what spell he's infusing into this weapon.
Yeah, very specifically an illegal spell.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, if you want to go around and procure the necessary, shall we say, stuff for your enspelled item, you can do that around. A mall.
Yeah, and out of curiosity, since typically the materials for a rare item would be 2,000 gold worth, we have 2 500 gold piece gemstones. Could I use one of those as like one of the cruxes in those materials to help offset some of that cost?
Yeah, if you wanted to, like, I mean, it's as far as the mechanics go, like, yeah, you can use that to supplement the cost, absolutely. However you want to do that, whether you like integrate that into the actual item or you sell it for the gold and use the gold, whatever you want to do with that is up to you.
Yeah, if the party would be okay with that.
By all means.
Because I think a cool piece of gem that we have as treasure, as like the pommel piece of an enchanted dagger, would be pretty cool.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I forgot about these spelled guys. The spell. Oh, there are certain spells you can't use.
Yeah, different ones
things.
have different schools of magic unless you do the staff.
Yeah.
And then it's like 6 charges that I think it's 1d6 back per day, but it's pretty handy if you have a spell that's like your mainstay, or you want like a suit of armor that has the shield spell or stuff like that in there. It's really useful.
Very cool. Yeah, you see, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you can go around and find the necessary materials. I would say, Glenn, you're probably an expert at finding like a material here, a material, like going to the bazaar and coming out with a number of materials from a number of stalls and it being what you need to do for your craft. You're probably a master at figuring that out by now. And as far as Beverly goes, she actually looks around quite a bit, but doesn't actually end up settling on anything she wants to purchase, and just kind of goes on her way.
Got it. Okay, that's Glint's main shopping list handled. If the party wants, Glint can also toss out ascending, given that we did, I think, settle on our rooms for the keep. And just send that along so that that process can kind of kick off.
And if you guys have extra gold, like, and you want to purchase another, I don't know, there might be other stuff you might want to, like, if you want to purchase additions, is what I mean to say, because you were given like the basis. But if you have extra gold, you want to purchase, like, if you want to expand certain rooms or purchase extra rooms, or even buy like another place on the same block and glue them together.
Actually, I had a question.
Yeah.
Above the table.
Sure.
So you've got these 4 basic rooms, and they're like a parlor or a courtyard. There were no bedrooms.
Yeah. So
spaces and all of that. So how does that work? Because I would like to include those.
Yeah. So I'm doing bastions ever so slightly different in the book because they're basically like when you reach a level, you should for free. Every single person should gain like a humongous property, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. So you guys will be getting 1 bastion, and it's going to have all the rooms to supply you with basic necessities. Each of you is going to get your own room. Let me go and I'll tell you exactly what you get. So everyone's getting a bedroom. They're probably all going to be, frankly, we'll say roomy. Each of you will have because there's cramped, roomy, and vast. So all of you are going to get roomy bedrooms. There will be a kitchen and a dining room and storage. And then you got your 2 major facilities. And I think you guys are at like level, what level are you guys at right now?
10.
10. So yeah, you guys are going to get your 4 special facilities. So if you guys want to go to Vexalia and play Build Your Bastion, you can. Or if you want to just do that in Ascending or just tell me like what you want, I can start working on that behind the scenes.
I'm fine just doing that as Ascending to have one less thing to muddle through. Yeah. And people can correct me if I'm mistaken, but what we've settled on would be a workshop, a greenhouse, a training room, and then
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just getting my pen and paper ready here. Okay, Bastion. Okay, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, so it was the storeroom, the workshop, the greenhouse, and the training room.
Training room. Okay.
And I think we wanted the training room staffed with the weapons expert for Zarvolg. Is that correct? For where we could like teach weapon masteries and things like that. Because that seems very flavorful for like the upcoming tournaments. I think we do still need to settle which 6 tools to apply in the workshop, but that's the last detail I think on our end. Is that correct? Pulling the party.
Yeah, and we had pitched which ones. I need to go back through the thing and find them. We were looking into, should we have ones that we're already good at, or should we get ones that we would be learning?
Yeah.
It's also as a note, like as you looked at the note, like basically like we're giving you like this one bastion on this one street, but like you're more than welcome to like buy out your neighbors, and that's essentially to say like you guys down the line have the money and want to, you can expand and buy new bastions and glue them all together, and maybe one day you all have your own separate bastion. In which case, if you wanted to transfer around your special facilities, that wouldn't be an issue. So like if this original one ended up going to you, Glint, you're not stuck with storeroom, workshop, greenhouse, training room. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm actually fine with most of those rooms. I have plans for several of them.
Fair enough. Okay, beauty. Yeah, we'll say that through. Yeah, only one sending. I think that's easily sent over in 25 words. And you would get a response essentially saying, we'll get to work. We'll be in touch when it is ready for use. Shouldn't be too long. And that's something I'll add to my growing to-do list over here. Bastions. Very exciting. But yeah, if you wanted to like send over extra coins to make your rooms vast or expand the regular rooms or whatever, more than welcome.
Alrighty.
That is something I would love to explore at some point. Just not now.
Yeah, and that's fine. Perfectly fine. That's something to do throughout the game. No worries. Okie dokie. Fantastic. You guys have had a little shopping tour at Gilmore's. Last question, which Vex would throw in there. She says, what district?
Oh, sugar, we didn't even think about that.
They picked out a number of properties across Emon, and yeah,
maybe near the docks. I mean, if we're planning on having a storehouse, it could go a long way for some of the shipping and handling. And
if we had, all right, but if we have it at the docks, do we still want a kitchen in the dining room, or do we just want to go next door to Massima?
The kitchen and dining room's coming no matter what.
Oh, all right. Oh,
and also, I mean, showing up every day to use her kitchen.
We would pay her. No, we would pay
shuffling
her.
out of the castle in our little slippers, going into the neighboring pub.
But we have paid her for everything. No,
it's still a little bit of an imposition.
I gotta be honest, what Lex just said is exactly what I do with the bar downstairs, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Imagine if it was 6 people doing that.
Yeah, 6 people going in for 3 meals a day. It's just like, oh, we're just gonna scoot in here, don't mind us. That's funny. But that's coming no matter what. That's just something she's like, it's included.
Oh well, then we actually get 2 extra spaces that we haven't. We included those. We thought we didn't realize those came with.
Yeah, so you guys are all getting bedrooms. You're getting a dining room. You're getting a kitchen, and you're getting a storage room. Those are the basic amenities, and then your special facilities are the 4 that you just picked. So that's what your bath. Yeah, that's what you're.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, you got to pick your district. I can give you a little, like a very like small little like description of the different ones that you're considering if you want.
Yeah.
The different districts.
Sure.
I don't need a description.
I know where I
Okay.
want it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But y'all do you.
Where do you want it?
I want it in the docks one.
Yeah, I
do
agree.
I.
I think it's good for trade. It's close to home for Ember, and also means that we're close to Clasp for Ember's contacts.
well,
No,
there's class all through Emon. That's
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, but no, this feels like home. We made this our home. Like I'm fine here.
Yeah, ocean
This is
views.
no, this is perfect.
Yeah, fair enough.
The sparks work out of the area.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
Yvaine's,
Yeah.
captain friend.
We have questionable advice on a questionably alive tax guy in the area from beyond the grave.
All right, if that's the
Also, our
case,
dragon is here. No, that's gonna that's great.
yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want. You're like the docks, and she'll be like, if you want. Yeah, they will get to work on getting your property set up in the docks. The port of Emon.
Also, just honestly, as a druid, not that I would ever want anything to come at a mob, but sitting there with all that sky and water, I could wreak mass destruction at something coming at us from there. Not that I'm tempting anything, I'm just saying it's incredibly defensible with a couple of tidal wave spells and maelstrom. I could fuck shit up. I'm sorry, I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah, you
What are we
already
talking
used
about?
my dog one time with a tidal wave.
Are we discussing war crimes? Because skeletons don't need to breathe.
I really like the docks. I love the docks as a place. I just feel like it's defense. I feel like we're really gonna be able to defend Emon, deeply. I feel like this is where we belong.
Delightful.
Yeah, delightful. Right. Okay, you guys. Yeah, cool. What's next? What's next on the agenda? You had some things on the agenda.
And just for clarification's sake, because I think we are taking like some measure of downtime in Emon in preparation for the trip to Sea Pike. What is the turnaround on when the keep would be ready for those rooms to be used?
So to be clear, this isn't going to be a keep.
Well, the bastion,
Yeah, the bastion. Yeah. It might become a keep one day if you decide to build a keep in the middle of the port, and maybe fucking Emon doesn't mind that at all. Having a big
base of
defensible
operations, guild hall, whatever the building.
Yeah, for now it's more of like a townhouse. But it absolutely could be expanded. How long will it be? Not too long. If you guys were to take, honestly, as long as it takes for me to wait till the end of the session so I can build it for you on Tailspire, is probably how long it's gonna take. But like if we want a theater of mind that, not long at all. They just need to move the furniture in, really.
Yeah, because there's bastion turns that can be taken with those that will definitely impact how I would be able to spend my downtime. So I just wanted to.
You're probably not getting those yet.
That's fine.
They gotta, even the weapon expert, they gotta go out and find a proper weapon expert and hire them. And so that's probably not happening. It's certainly not happening right now. If you guys were to take downtime, like maybe the week, at the earliest would be like the end of the week. So there would be a 5-day period before they would be ready for you.
Got it.
I assumed we were staying in Emon for a while everyone just decompresses, and there's another team local that we can say, call them. When shit goes sideways right now, you need to call them because we're vacationing, we're staycationing.
Right. You're telling me if the coin mistress or Allura messaged him was like, we got a lead. You guys aren't going to immediately be like, yeah, we got a lead.
You know something? I'm posturing because I'm on vacation. Give
Fair
me
enough. Fair enough. Absolutely.
No,
fair.
we definitely are.
this. Give me my illusions.
Yeah, it'd be like, we're not joining your team. And she's gonna be like, we're putting together a team. And you guys are like, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Every time we're almost out on vacation, you pull us back in.
She's like,
Exactly.
I found this weird vampire female who
Yeah.
we're out. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, we're in. You got us. You son of a bitch. Incredible.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, before they just send the most unbaited hook possible towards you guys that you definitely won't accept. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? You got. Do we want to go into like proper downtime? Is that what I'm hearing is the preference?
I do have one other thing I need to purchase because I've forgotten. Every other time we've been in any city for the last like 3 adventures, Glint really needs to buy some healing potions.
Healing potions.
I've had none for like since we were in the Arctic. I think.
Gotcha.
Depending on how much downtime Yvaine was going to make some potions. That would depend on how long we're planning on, not doing much.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay,
They're
fantastic.
inexpensive enough that we can just buy some.
No problem. They can be bought. Like there's any number of alchemists in Emon or herbalists in Emon.
Yeah.
50 gold a pop for standard potions of healing.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna get a couple, like 1 or 2, just to have as an emergency.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, do we want to go into downtime? I mean, Glint has crafting projects, potentially multiple.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? No reason not to. Let's do it. Okay. We find ourselves in downtime. We've done our little Gilmore's trip. And we'll say that the party just kind of gives each other the nod and scatters a little bit and kind of goes to enjoy their time doing stuff. For whatever reason, I think it's just like this general familiarity. I'm going to say that Beverly just kind of glues herself to you, Nyx, and just kind of is going to follow you around for the time being with this apparent banner over her shoulder. Yeah, she's just going to follow you around, fellow Fae. So who has stuff they want to do? We'll go as long as you guys want to, but yeah, we'll say that the Bastion will be ready to go at the end of the 5 days. I'll build it behind, off table, but we can theater of mind it as as it becomes accessible. So first 5 days, what do you guys want to do?
Glint has some spells to scribe.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll get those fresh scrolls subscribed in. Beyond that, is going to start making preparations to begin putting together his little dagger. Does also need to check in with the party and see what else people want made. The last thing in the initial 5 days is going to be looking into getting some bones.
Yep, some bones. Definitely.
Yeah, this go around, I'm going to stop haunting the butcher shops. Glint's going to make some trips out into the countryside and just try and buy some cows from some farmers.
Oh, shit. Okay. I think if I'm not... Okay. Let me go take a look. Oh, poor cows. Oh, poor cows.
Yeah.
Gumbo's like, don't hear them. I can take care of it for you.
Not even just.
But do we really have to
cows.
leave? Do me and you really have to go out without that wonderful-looking druid?
Yes, your excessive proximity is a little bit unnerving to her, so
I
I'm
can't
going to
help
teach you more
myself.
about boundaries.
It's not about boundaries. I understand boundaries. I can't explain it.
You must overcome your nature, my child.
I don't know what's inside me. Whenever I see her, I get this feeling inside.
Only a dark mage deals in absolutes.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just looking for price of plains cows or whatever they're called, because I think they're a little expensive.
But
Which
they're
is what
huge.
example. But they're fucking huge. That's right. Big boys. Plains cow. Yep. Come on now. Tell me what you're worth. Plains cows are worth 200 gold a pop.
Oh, are there other cheaper farm animals?
Plains cows,
Regular
heavy
cows,
beasts,
goats?
nation. Yeah, of course. There's goats and whatnot. But I will say plains cows are certainly the most well-known livestock. It's the most accessible livestock because they're kind of like buffalo in a way.
Mhm.
They just give you everything. They're pack animals. They're mounts. As livestock, it's like they've got meat and milk and like anything. Like they're just better than
Hey.
cows.
Glint,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
What do you mean by the other ones?
perhaps rather than the butchers, the knackers might be the way to go.
The
They're-
knackers?
Yes, horses are pretty common, and they die in the street hauling whatever it is that they were hauling. The
Oh,
knackers
so
are
I
the
should go
people
to
who
the
show
glue
up
factory. Almost.
to
My
park
God.
the body. Sometimes it ends up being sausage, sometimes it's glue, all sorts of things.
Good point.
And they are paid to make because moving a 800-pound animal that dies in the traces in the street because the person who owned it was poor. Yeah.
Interesting. A good suggestion. I will do this. Save me some hikes.
You can find cows and others as well. They're just
Yeah,
not quite as in abundance as plains cow.
that's okay. I'm mostly going for Glenn has plans for the plains cow skeleton that we've discussed, but for bog standard, I just need bulk.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, and I gotta tell you, and it's something that I don't think the party is largely really explored yet, is that outside the actual walls of Emon is a massive population of the less, shall we say, fortunate of Emon that are. I don't know if anyone remembers earlier in the camp in your time in Emon, but there's a very large political debate going on in Emon right now about tearing down the walls altogether. And yeah, that's going on right now. So if you want to make your way out into the outwall places and the Southgate farms, there's no shortage of overpopulation of individuals where you're just gonna get lost in the crowd, kind of, and you can procure whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this has all been very long-winded of me, and I apologize. What is it that you'd like? You like cows? 10 gold each.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy 5 cows worth, maybe 6 cows worth.
Okay, you purchase 5 cows, and you just take them out to the woods and put them down, kind of thing.
Yeah, I old yeller them.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Clint. Okay, you all sell them.
Yeah. Actually, let's go 10. Let's go 10 cows.
Oh my god.
That is a lot of bones. What do you? Oh my god. Okay, you old yeller 10 cows out. Not just you just kill them all, and just raise skeletons out of them, or what?
At the moment, just hanging on to the bones.
So you debone all of them?
Yeah, debone all of them.
You know how long this is gonna take, right? This is gonna take a while. You don't just debone 10 cows in a night.
Yeah, let's just say steak is.
That's what he said. He had a lot of downtime.
Steak is on the menu for the next few weeks at the Spark.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Well,
Okay.
the upside is, as long as I'm in residence, I specifically took gentle repose.
Got it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can't keep
Yeah.
that.
Got it. You keep the meat. You keep the meat good. Glenn, what's your alignment?
It's neutral. Let me double check. It's good leaning.
Neutral good.
I believe so. Yeah.
Let's say take her down to like to neutral. I'll say I might even say chaotic neutral. Like this is. If, yeah,
I mean,
no,
we're feeding people with it. The cows would be butchered for similar purposes. I'm just, using the bones for some additional errands.
that's the chaotic. I think of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a little. I
I'm
think this
fine
is
with
chaos
chaotic.
energy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll pour you to chaotic neutral at this point after just putting down 10 cows and because you want their bones and giving the excess meat to. I mean, it all works out in the end. Like that,
Yeah.
it's not evil by any means. It's just not good, is all.
I mean,
Yeah, then that's fine. It's all good. This is that feels right. Now I'll put you chaotic good.
Yeah, I can live with chaos.
Yeah, let's do chaotic good. This is chaotic, and I don't think. I mean, you're not wasting the animal. You're still giving it away for meat and whatever. So yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Because you're giving the meat to the spark, Emma will pay you out 5 gold each. So just 5 gold a cow.
Oh, excellent. That saves me a good bit of money, actually.
Cool. This hurt me a little bit. I don't know why. I feel so weird all of a sudden.
Just cut to a shady glade in the woods, and Glint's just singing quiet songs in Dwarvish, and one by one going through a herd of cattle.
Yeah, you're like look at the flowers, and the cows like freaking out because they're just getting killed one by one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So as much
He's
as it
no
feels
longer
evil,
Glint Grimhelm. He's Glint the Knocker.
oh man.
Just
Anyway,
went out with a big hammer and just whale him in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just clubbed him. So we'll say that probably takes. Are you? It's fine. You figure it out. I'm sure with your animate dead and shit, you managed to suck the bones out of him.
Yeah, and just to confirm on my end, was that additional bag of holding purchase for replacing Glint's? I didn't want to assume.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
Very nice.
sent you a PM onto it, and I put it in the chat. Yes, that's exactly what it was for.
Well, that's very sweet.
While we were at Gilmore's, Ember walked right over to you, and there you go.
Yeah, that is so sweet, and it is now full of bones.
I know just what I'll do with it.
So yeah, I guess there's about at least 500 pounds worth of bones shoved into a bag of holding now, but
Yep. And they all go in there, you just gotta break them up enough.
Yeah. So cows are large. Just as a logistics question, would you say that this would be making thank you, Eric. Would this be about 10 medium skeletons? Okay, so about 20 medium skeletons worth. Delightful.
Yeah. We'll just we'll say 2 each.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Are you gonna make a steed?
Oh, I would love to make the steed, honestly.
Hey man, if you want, it's like we talked about the other thing. Like if you wanted to like go into some kind of anatomical study, try and experiment with the how far you could take animate dead, like maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's like an extant block for like a skeletal warhorse. Would be able to kind of look into the anatomy of like horses and similar quadrupeds and see about attempting to make, some kind of mount along those lines.
I'll say over the neck. I'll say that deboning 10 cows and selling their meat is a 5-day ordeal. But yeah, after this 5 days, yeah, you can keep doing whatever
yeah.
fucked up shit you want to keep doing. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Literally anybody else who would like to?
I've got mine. It's reasonably simple and straightforward.
Okay.
One,
thank you.
I've got a present to give to Balthazar.
Cool.
While we were in Lirangorn, I picked up a gotta scroll down. A Lyre of Illusion for him.
Lyre of Illusion. Got it. He will take it from you and say, "This is a beautiful gift. Thank you, Ember. I'm honored you thought of me."
Well, it was too good not to turn around and present out.
I will treasure this. Thank you. This means a lot to me. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Later in the week, I'll offer it up to the rest of TAC. I'm planning on going to see. Oh dear God, his first name is escaped my head. Old man Andegard.
Escape mine as well.
Gabriel.
Let's go find out.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
To I'm assuming he probably got a sending, but I think it would be good to drop that in there, and wanted to see if he wanted to do sort of a flyby tour around Emon. I have somebody else who wants to go.
Actually,
yeah.
Oh, Ember, yes. And Yvaine looks at Glint. Give us a day, yeah? Give us a day. Give Glint and I a day on the roof before you go on that tour.
Okay, I'm planning it towards the end of the week anyway.
Oh, give me 5 days. I'm going to be busy.
Great, day 6, you got it.
And the only other thing that I plan on doing with my downtime is I'm going to be crunching out vials of holy water for the entirety of TAC.
Got it. Got a little ceremony spell, huh?
I do. And
Fantastic.
I'm going to abuse it because we're going to be the magnet location for undead things. So some undead repellent would not be untoward.
Fair enough. Yeah. Just you get the material components. I believe it's like 25 gold, silver, and you can.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you. I'm sure you can do the math on how many spell slots you got for that, and feel free to make as much as you want as long as you got the silver and spell slots.
Okie
Fantastic.
dokie.
Very, very cool. Incredible. Anything else, Ember?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay,
and like
beautiful.
like I said, at the end of the downtime week, I'll take Emma and
gotta
Mr.
ask-
Andegard on
Yeah.
a flyby tour because I
Beauty.
have a rug.
Yeah, sure. I have a curiosity though. You have the magic to power a ceremony spell to perform the actual ceremony. But it is a religious one. Is there a particular god that you are beseeching to
Avandra.
help you provide? Avandra, of course. Of course, Avandra. Just thought I'd check. Okay, fantastic. And you feel I'm gonna do you one. I'm gonna count this as religious service. You're making holy water and you're getting holy water out of it, but it's still religious service. You're providing ceremonies, and maybe you do it in Avandra's garden here in Emon. Make me a religion or persuasion check.
Persuasion is better for Ember. And I rolled a 2, so that'll give me an 11.
On 11, maybe it's because you didn't really mean it. in this way, you're kind of just doing it for Yvaine, really, and the rest of the party. But as you're doing this, whether you're doing it privately, maybe at some points you go out and find like, the little Evander altar that you used to go to. You find people who come up to you and they ask you like, "What are you doing?" and get into a little conversation about it, and you find yourself in the odd position of kind of telling people about Evandra. And you didn't really mean to, and maybe that's the explanation as why the role isn't as superior as Ember's usual charismatic abilities are. But as it's just kind of like a side thing, like you didn't really even notice you were doing it or didn't really mean to, maybe. And at the end of the week, you kind of realized that, yeah, you've kind of been praising Evander out there a little bit. And you, my friend, are going to be, you are going to gain a favor. You're going to gain a favor through Evandra, which you can either utilize through the clergy itself or for a minor miracle from Evandra herself.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Who else? Nyx, Yvaine, Zarvolg? All right, Yvaine, off you go.
So the first thing is a conversation with Zarvolg as she's setting up the room, which I think I've described to you, so it's going to look the same way, except he'd probably be able to read all of her notes in Undercommon. So the stuff most people can't read, he could if he wanted to, but there's basically magic cards all over the wall, but they're with everything you've ever thought. And the pictures on them are comically bad, but the calligraphy on the back of them that describes them and what they do is beautiful, and very, very detailed descriptions. Chess board is set up, probably some rugs over in the side, big old blob that you would assume would be Tal'Dorei. You would assume because of things written on it, but it just looks nothing like Tal'Dorei because it sucks. So yeah, her room. I don't think you've ever been in it before. Your room, actually, if you want, I think it bothers you sometimes when I do impulsive things. Because you enjoy predictability, and I can't promise that. But I can promise to try to run things by you when I think of them, before I just do them. I had an idea. But if you hate it, I won't say it to anyone else.
Go ahead.
All right, so you know how Gumbo is all like, up on me, which is really, really, really unpleasant. I hate it. But also, feels like a trap for undead, yeah? Like if there was a particular undead you wanted to catch, like having tasty bait for a trap isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Sometimes the best forms of hunting are a bait and trap.
Also, you don't like it when I put myself in danger, which I kind of do more frequently than maybe I should. So, if you hate it, I won't pursue it any further.
I think we, obviously, and he kind of points to kind of simultaneously gestures at his head in midsection. I think we kind of both put ourselves in danger at certain times. I think the question is more a matter of what it's for, why we're doing it, and how we feel about it at the time. If it's measured and calculated and worth it, I think that, risk is a part of success. I think when it gets to me is when it seems a little spontaneous and unconsidered.
That's fair. So, I hated where I went, don't want to go again. It was never actually, it was just a bad day, right? It was just a bad day. Sometimes I have bad days. This was a bad day. You want to try to catch a vampire?
I absolutely want to catch a vampire.
All right. Well, there we go. So Yvaine's next conversation is with Alistair.
Okay, let's go deal with Alistair. While I'm over here playing with boards, trying to figure out your bastion if I can. Okay, Sparkivimon, the soon-to-be ex-headquarters of the team. Yeah, you find Alistair, you know, he's out and about often, but eventually you manage to catch up with him. It seems that the Sparks of Emon are here and there using the place to talk to you. You actually find with a couple of, like, rather rough, like really rough looking individuals that are like skins mostly covered, hood up, swords, weird stuff around their belt, and Alistair's like having a conversation with like these two like big, beefy, mean looking dudes, and he gives them like a nod, and they'll get up from their table and walk out, and he'll kind of roll his shoulder and his neck and take a drink. And you saunter up.
How did they look compared to, say, that Adam Votsk individual? Same kind of person?
It's a pretty, well, if you mean like wears like a long coat and looks sort of mercenary, adventure-y type, yeah, absolutely. But that description could fit many. I would say the difference is that these guys look like they've seen some shit. Like they're not like, this isn't their first day in the rodeo. Like it might be surprising because it's like they're talking to Alistair, who is significantly younger than them, and maybe taking orders from him by gestures. And you kind of go over to the table, and he sees you, and he says, "How are we doing today?"
You know, the last few weeks have been a lot. You have a moment?
For you, anytime. I'll just gesture the chair.
Oh, despite how it may look, I did not go insane and just start raising hordes and hordes of undead. In fact, as it turns out, I did not raise, nor do I believe I was a part of raising any of the undead, but I did get mouthy. Inappropriately, honestly, it was a bad day. No.
Okay.
Like a million things I want to say. Like, I've been looking for you since before we left. I know. It's just, you're not always here when I'm here. You know, just
right.
You know, timing.
Of course.
All right. Speed run. So is there some sort of clerical confidentiality? Because if I need to, like, you know, brush on. If I told someone who was, like, say, on the Tal'Dorei Council that I wouldn't divulge something and I maybe needed to touch that, to be able to...
As you could probably imagine, I don't spend a lot of time talking to important officials. I have no intentions of spreading your stuff. If you wish to speak to me in confidence as a cleric, I have no intention of betraying your trust in it.
No. I told Allura that I wouldn't say anything, but you sort of need to know. So I will speed run him through everything with Sightless and my not knowing whether or not he's in my head right now. Speed run him through taking, like, everything that happens, getting the freaking circlet of barbed vision to Vasselheim, and say, anyway, so we've spoken about the skull being a means to speak with the dead and that being allowable. And
Yes.
Glint created a spell or modified a spell in such a way that I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying this is my understanding, right? And I could have understood them completely incorrectly.
Listen, I respectfully, I don't need the layers and layers of justification. I'm not here to judge you.
Right.
If you
So
just want to tell me what's happened, I'm not gonna.
So what happened
it's fine.
is I ventured into the realm of the dead, found Ember's father, acted as a medium, and I didn't realize that that was really going to upset the Raven Queen, and it did. And instead of, I was just frustrated, and she was trying to give me correction, and I acted like a spoiled child, to be honest about it. So,
Well, we all act like spoiled children and stomp our feet when death comes knocking at the door.
well, yeah, anyway, that's what I did.
Right.
So I am sorry about it. I feel.
Don't need to be sorry to me. I don't
Well, no,
give a
no.
shit.
I understand this can be dissolved with repentance. What does that look like? Because obviously, the feeling of sorriness is not going to cut it. So, what are we looking at?
Why not? I mean, so long as you mean it. I mean, it sounds like you think what you did wrong was that you mouthed off to her, right? You really think that she put that on your head because you mouthed off to her?
I mean, it sort of feels that way. I understand.
I've been
What I
spending
did was
far too
wrong.
much time around Glint, and I say that with all due respect. I like Glint, but I was hearing you talk, and I'm looking and I see you, but I hear Glint.
I understand now why I shouldn't have done this. Certainly no desire to do it again. None whatsoever. Seriously. They should have to go off.
Hold up. Let's pause there. That's perfect. You want to know about repentance. Why don't you tell me specifically? I mean, as long as we're doing this, as long as we're talking about repentance, why don't you tell me why you shouldn't have done it? You want to do it right.
I mean, I got there. There were all these really, really angry spirits. And I think just my being there disrupted them.
Listen, I have seen a lot of shit. I'm mostly interested in the undead myself. Unsurprisingly, being cleric of the Raven. More often than not, I find that people who get themselves in trouble with the Raven Queen are people who don't really know what they're doing, what they're playing at. And it sounds like the ritual you made was sort of half-baked. It sounded like a fun thing to do at the end of the day, take out the Ouija board and play with your friends and invoke evil spirits because it could be worth a laugh. That's what I find like 70% of necromancers are. They're like, let's give it a whirl because it could be fun, right? Kind of sounds like what you did. I mean, you guys used the winter's solstice to make a connection with the dead spirits on the day when the veil is the thinnest. It sounds like you didn't really know what you were doing. The ritual was more complicated than it was made out to be, perhaps. Glint's very smart, but everything requires time and preparation. More than 2 hours at least, especially for something like that.
Yeah, no argument. No, you're absolutely right. You're 100% right.
What I mean to say is it sounds like it was a mistake. And I think if you genuinely go before Raven Queen and say, made a mistake, won't happen again, you know, fucked up, called a bunch of undead into the world, unmeaning to do it, that might just do the job. Sometimes she asks people to go on quests and shit, but I don't know. I can't speak to her on that behalf. But you want to talk about your repentance? Sounds like you made a mistake. Say you made a mistake, apologize, and see how that goes. It's a good place to start, at least.
All right, that's fair. So as to the other matter, about the, eldritch being,
Yep.
I don't know if it's still in my head. Don't you have people who might?
Find out.
I would love for you to find out, and isn't that kind of what your order does? Is find eldritch beings and goes and gets them? Because I would love to help you in this matter. He's a dick. I want him off this plane.
That's definitely what we're about. And I respect your confidentiality and wouldn't bring you into it, but I have every intention of informing the Clarion Order of this aberrant monster and seeing if we can't wipe it from existence. If that works for you.
I love that. At a different time, I will absolutely brief you with everything I've learned about it. Absolutely everything.
Well, first things first. Let's see if I have to stab you in the heart or something. And he gives you a wink. And will say, this is going to sound corny, but open your mind a little.
Yes.
He's going to sort of say like a quiet prayer and cast a spell. And look at you. That's okay. Looking good. And then he's going to kind of put his hands on like the side of your head. And you're going to feel, he says, I'm going in, just so you know.
Thank you. Yes.
Do you resist his powers?
Nope.
Nope. You feel Alistair move through your mind. He moves through your greatest desires, your deepest fears, your the things you loved and the things you hated, your most treasured and darkest memories. In this moment, there may be nobody in the world who knows you better than Alistair. And as he comes out of that a moment later, he'll say, so the hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Fair enough. Well, I have done your, I've scanned you for evil influences and parasitic monstrosities, and it seems that you've got a clean bill of spiritual health. It seems that Lyranborn ritual thing did the trick.
That's amazing. Also, I'm all in about getting him off this fucking plane. Should have never been here.
Say no more. We may be unsavory, but we get the job done.
I understand why someone like Ember would feel very uncomfortable with the idea that someone that you had to capture because they were doing horrible things, that you would use everything, right? But that's very druidic. I get it. I respect it.
Well, I'm sorry your friend Ember doesn't like it. But I don't need to be liked. I'm not out here trying to be liked.
I know.
And frankly, half of the people I work with don't even like themselves. I don't need to be liked, and I don't need to feel better about it either. I know what I am. I know what I signed up for.
I was merely stating that I respect that.
Well, thank you. That said, it doesn't hurt to hear a little appreciation. That's it. So thank you.
I'm gonna go spend the next 5 days with my hobgoblin. Thank you, Alistair. And that's exactly what she plans to do.
He goes, let me know if that ever doesn't work out.
She actually blushes.
Yeah. And he, being the bastard that he is, he knows he's a little bit of an asshole. He gives you a little, you know, and lets you on your way, and he'll finish off a drink. Cool. It seems that you are spiritually free. As far as as far as you know, as far as Alistair could find out, he's a pretty good cleric. That guy.
That's it. That's
Cool.
Yvaine. That's the 5 day. Oh, depending on what Zarvolg is doing, she will go up to the roof and use a combination of plant growth, plant shaping, stone shaping, to do her Lyrengorn, try to make it. There's going to be some prayers to the Moonweaver, but she wants to make it a lovely couple space because there's a couple, both of whom, and she's probably going to be talking to the Moonweaver the whole time. You know, Gabriel has been without his wife for almost 20 years, and Miss Emma has been without her husband for even longer than that. And they've both been so faithful, and they've both come to a place where they're just ready, and they're just perfect for each other. Like, as she's doing the plants and stone shaping, trying to make like little couches and fluffy places where it'll be a beautiful place where they can overlook the water. Maybe as the sun goes down and the moon comes up, lots of like night blooming jasmine and things that are very perfumey and beautiful in the air at night.
Nice. Green witch stuff. Very cool. Very, very cool. We love to see it. Okay. We are going to continue on to some other folks. And someone's got to remind me, because I always forget, you need to pay to be alive. You need to pay expenses like food and board. So I need to do that, but I will. But for now, let's just keep going through.
More American every day.
Yeah. You do need to pay something to be alive out here in the world. Who else? Zarvolg, you want to take a shot? Nix, you got anything to do? Who else?
Yeah. I have a couple things.
Okay. Well, you have one thing to do before anything else, and that is to deal with an angry little halfling. At some point, probably very early on, Kil'Jia comes up to you, Zarvolg.
Oh, she's angry at me? All right.
Arms folded. And she says, "So, you said you had things to talk about. What are these things? You said that you have things in motion. You have friends, allies. When do we go fight, huh?"
Yeah, I know it's not happening nearly as quickly as we would like. To be honest, I spent way too much time, wasted a little time with a number of elves in Lyrengorn who have no interest in helping us whatsoever, or in helping anything ever, much as elves would be. However,
Lyrengorn has been our greatest supporter. I have you know. Or not Lyrengorn, sorry, Singorn. No, Lyrengorn, yeah.
Right.
No, fuck them.
Right. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, fuck them with the shitty elves up in the north.
However, you've assured me that the elves in Singorn are much more apt to be of service. I haven't been down there yet. We've been in the north, scouring for assistance, and have found none among the Lyrengorn elves. Vasselheim is too far removed and too transcendent to be of much help. However, in the meantime, it seems that I have at least won over some of our party to conversation about a campaign in the south.
Good, finally. Well, we should go talk to them then. When you have time on your busy vacation schedule.
I understand. I mean, if it makes any difference, and I feel like I had a put this forth now since I don't want you to think that I've been being lazy. I've had a little dip in with the what are they? The Dark Elves, and their Spider Queen. Not a lot of help to be found there. Like, at least not something that we would want to be linked to.
Interesting place to go looking for allies, admittedly.
I found something, an artifact that I thought may be helpful to our cause, but it turned out it was going to be too much of a burden, something I wouldn't want to bring upon the elves of Synagorn and yourselves.
Well, I have work to do at Cloudreach, and if you really do have your friends on board, and they should be on board, because they just should, then we should all talk. I should talk to your friends. We should all talk and get this thing moving in the right direction. I'm sick of the bureaucracy.
I know you are, and I very much respect that you are, and I am too. I do think we're getting slightly closer. I'm also frustrated with the hesitation, but I do believe that a movement south is on the horizon.
Good, I do too. I have a plan. I need to work it out a little bit, but I have a little plan that I'd like to try.
Well, if you have a little plan, I would love to hear about it. Is this something that I want to bring the group for?
Yes, probably. That would be the way to go. I know them all well enough, except for that elf girl, but we could always use more elves. Elves are good fighters.
She's been surprisingly intuitive, despite her whimsical nature. There's a lot of prancing, but she's been helpful.
Well, if she impressed all of you, I am sure she is very skilled. I am interested to see what she brings to that table.
All right. We will, before we leave town, we'll meet again. I'd like to hear more about this, and I'm sure...
You better. You better, Zarvolg. If you leave town without seeing me, I'm going to beat you up.
Listen, don't plant your feet. I understand. We're on the same team here, and I think that we're bringing the others around quickly as well.
Okay, good. And planting my feet is what I do. I am a mountain.
Yes, I understand that you're a mountain.
And she stomps off. She stomps off and goes and does something else and leaves you alone. Yeah, she's definitely seeming a little more fired up. You get the sense that you see the patience.
Right, she's ready to go. Yeah, she's been ready to go for a while. I know. She's impatient.
Not even with you, just
in general.
Yep. Yeah,
she's frustrated.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But anyway, what would you actually like to do other than get harassed by small halflings in bars?
Actually, the very first thing he wanted to do as soon as he got the appropriate opportunity is that he wants to go out to the stable and primeval awareness kind of connect with Brume a little bit.
Oh yeah. Who hasn't seen you in a while and kind of like canters up to you and kind of pushes his nose into your chest a bit.
Right, kind of forehead to forehead. And and try to share so that they can't really speak according to the ability, but kind of share the feeling of like, you know, having been kind of like pent up and constricted and wanting to take some time to be a little freer. So after they have that little connection, he'll want to spend, you know, sometime, I don't know, maybe a day, maybe a couple of days, you know, first of all, because they both like to be proud and seen and appreciated, kind of riding through the streets of town but also riding out through the countryside where, if you recall, Zarvolg and Brume used to ride through the countryside prior to this, and while the group was staying in Emon, they would frequently like spend time out in the amongst the ranches or whatever, to kind of try and connect with those people. So they'll I guess I'm kind of envisioning some like circuits, some kind of day-long circuits through town and out into the countryside or whatever, just to kind of be seen and connect with people, and not really even connect with people, but just be seen by people is what they really want, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, look at did I say your scars came back with the Raven, the Spider Queen thing went away? Your scars came back?
I think the agreement was that the scars were.
I think they were gone except for the chest one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the scars have faded except for the cord one, right? So he's back to like normal Zarvolg with the cord scar across the chest, but like full head of hair, no mangled ear, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking good. You're this like rugged, handsome hobgoblin with all this cool gear on his big old horse, just riding along, and you give an impression, whether it's a maybe some kids who are like, oh, and that makes you kind of be like, yeah, that's right. And other people might look and see this like grand warrior, and yeah, maybe way long ago, maybe however it feels like, you're kind of the I'm gonna forget his name. What's your mentor guy's name?
Yeah. No, I don't remember it.
Ashgra Cleave.
Cleave, that's right. Yeah, you're kind of the Rashka Cleave now. Like, you're the guy kind of riding through town, people looking up at you and being like envious, and you're feeling the role reversal right now, where Rashka Cleave is becoming this old samurai, and
right,
you're now like the hot shit in the town right now, and it feels good.
So that, and I will want to at some point grab up who I left here. My glass blowing mentors, Sestro.
He's gone, dude. Are you kidding me? He's gone.
Is he really gone?
Yeah, man. He left, man. You've been gone for so long. He just you probably forgot you even existed, if we're being honest. He's so old. He's so fucking old. He probably was like, oh, why am I on one day, and just started traveling back to Australia.
I was hoping he'd just pop up as like a Bastion hireling.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, you again. That's actually very funny.
That's so good, because he was in for some abuse after having gone to Larengorn, where they properly taught Zarvolg how to glass blow.
Yeah. No, he fucked off, man. You've been gone for so long, and he's old. He probably forgot you were around and just started. He's probably on a cart halfway to Western right now.
That's a good move on his part. All right. And then finally, and it doesn't have to be during downtime or during this conversation, but at some point, Zarvolg is going to ride by the God's Brawl arena and check in with the folks there.
Oh, yeah. Storm Lord shit. Yeah, you make your way over there, and they welcome you back with open arms. Very excited to see you, all of them. Yeah, Ragnar comes over. He seems to have been, his fingers are regenerated. He seems to have gotten that service done. He gives you a pat on the shoulder. He gives you a big punch on the shoulder. Elias Stormborn sees you, and they all come out, and they'll give you a hi and welcome you back and ask you about your stories and whatnot, and ask you about Vasselheim. What's Vasselheim like? Like, nobody here's seen Vasselheim. That's a pilgrimage. I imagine only Thunderfist has been on, who is the current sort of representative of the Stormlord's faith here in the mall.
Right.
And they're all interested to hear your tales.
And then kind of a war story exchange, right? He'll, in sort of a bravado fashion, right? Speak of like the trial with Grun and, riding into Vasselheim and all of that kind of thing.
Cleve just kind of sits there and listens, a little unamused.
maybe once or twice you kind of maybe a performance check. Maybe a performance check for your war stories.
Oh no. Okay. That's a natural 3 minus 1 for a 2.
A 2. Yeah, they're you're not a storyteller. You're like, yes, and then you kicked me in the face. I mean, it hurt. What do you want me to say? And like that's kind of the way you kind of tell your stories. But they all hear. They're interested regardless. Like, come on, like what did the place look like? And you're like rocks. Like I don't like
Right.
and like Rashka just like listens and just kind of is like whatever. But yeah, you tell them and they're all glad to hear.
You know what? I will actually take kind of and obviously this is sort of a love-hate relationship, but I will take kind of a moment to sort of reluctantly but respectfully say thank you to say some version of a thank you to Rashgra for the samurai training that he has provided.
It's like and he's
Right.
like, yeah, you give each other's rough, quick nods. Yeah, and he'll accept that, and like for all of his like hard exterior, he has lightened up a little bit, and that's lightened up for Rush Cleave, so like not a lot. Like he's still pretty prickly, but he's not like overtly insulting you at every given moment anymore, and now it's kind of like a peace between you two, I guess. We'll say it's an armistice a little bit.
That's fair. And that's really all I have planned for Emon. I don't during downtime. I don't have any other explicit or specific goals.
Okay. Well, so just as a note, I'm gonna ask for 2 gold from everybody, or sorry, 10 gold from everybody for the week of just living, surviving, being around the city, and that's a comfortable lifestyle. Living out of the tavern again and so on. For Zarvolg and Yvaine, I'm just going to give you 2 inspiration, and we're going to call that sort of like being refreshed. Like that's your sort of relaxing, just kind of enjoying the week and vacationing. You're feeling a little lighter, feeling a little invigorated, a little refreshed. That's what you guys can get.
Oh, I would like to say to Yvaine at some private point, which I'm guessing we have.
Sure, of course.
Just sort of not even very pointedly, just sort of offhand. I want to go back to Westerun. And that's it.
You run away. Yeah. You take out the back cloak and just jump off the side of the boat. You're muted, Yvaine.
There's a spell I've been thinking about. I can't do it now, but soon. I'll be able to get us back there. Until then, and she's going to hand him the pipe. And Zarvolg is going to open up a pipe of remembrance.
You see this sort of, it's not quite a Gandalf pipe, it's not that long. But it's got like a long stem, and the front of it has like, what looks like sort of like almost a little oriental, like the whiskered dragon kind of makes up the head of the pipe. It's a very fine pipe. It's a very, very nice pipe. Very well crafted.
What do I smoke it?
Yeah, so it's not a statue, but it was the best I can do on short notice.
And he just kind of looks at her confused. I don't understand.
She kisses him.
Oh, and then walks away?
No, she's gonna keep kissing you. I mean, you can you have the options of trying to speak. At some point, she's probably gonna start to grapple you. You know.
Fair enough. All right. So she's giving him the pipe.
Yes.
All right.
It was a gift.
That you.
And before we go to break, Nix, why don't we wrap up with you, my friend? What is it that you would like to do with your 5 days? You're muted.
Silence spells on Nyx.
I found it.
A silent spell
I
on
guess
you.
they'd probably want to do a little exploring just because like this place
Yeah.
is huge and like vast. And just
Absolutely.
very different.
Yeah, you go exploring, and Beverly's been around here enough that she can tour guide you a little bit. She kind of points. She does a little show and tell for you. Absolutely. Let me see if I can't get out some stuff. She'll tell you about some stuff. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? You just kind of want to like hear about some sites. Like what would you like
just
to get
some
out
like
of this?
kind of just getting the bearings of this place since that's going to be like their home base, and Nyx has no familiarity with it whatsoever.
Yeah, so a couple of things will come your way, and I'll give you a little information on it for good old Beverly. She'll be like, okay, well, you've been to Gilmore's, and there's all kinds of stuff. She'll go by that. You'll see this big, giant, like black building surrounded by marble walls. Goes, oh, that's the Black Bastille. We had a friend once. I mean, he was kind of a friend. It was more like an inmate who we were responsible for, and he got locked up because he was wanted by 3 different factions. And but anyway, like yeah, that was a really interesting experience. And oh, that's the Gods Brawl arena. That's where like Horde, the Stormlord is. Zarvolg goes there a lot to get beaten up and beat other people up, and I don't fully get it, but that's okay. And she'll find other stuff out. You'll go to the back of the palace where you'll see there's this like massive crater. She goes, oh, that's Thordek's crater. Like 20 years ago or something, the whole city burned down because like dragons attacked, and there was this big mean dragon. But then there was a hero group called Vox Machina who came and killed the beast and saved the city, and the city's been rebuilding ever since. Also, that's also where Finch. You remember Finch? Finch's family lives kind of up near there. They're really, really important. Oh, that's the Alabaster Lyceum. That's like a really big library where Yvaine like basically gets snuck in all the time and goes and reads books all the time. What else? What else can I tell you? Those are like the major sites that we've been to. You know about Ember's house in kind of. It's the Rousing Spark and the docks. There's all kinds of stuff for the different gods if you're interested. What else could I tell you? Oh, there's like a lot of politics and stuff around here.
I was gonna say, where's a good place to get some I guess ingredients? I think I'd like to make a brew.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can help you with that. And she is going to take you to essentially, which will be like a merchant's quarter. Not terribly far from Gilmore's. She'll take you to the Abadar's Promenade, where a lot of shops are set up. She goes, "This is the I can't say it very well, but this is a promenade apparently. Lots of shops. She'll take you there, and you can purchase what you wish from the various shops around the bazaars."
They're gonna be looking for like maybe some fruits and stuff like that. To ferment.
Okay. Yeah. What are you trying to make, if you don't mind my asking?
Probably like a wine.
Okay.
They made an ale last time. Maybe they make a little wine.
Yeah, I want to do some wine brewing. If you want the supplies to make like a really, really nice wine, like top tier shit, 5 gold. You'll get like top quality grapes and whatever other fruits and flavors you like to put inside with it, along with the other necessary components. You have brewer supplies?
Yes.
Sweet. So there you go. Yeah, with 5 gold, you can get enough stuff to make like 1 bottle of like really nice wine if you like.
All right. Ah, since we're gonna double it because they have a lot of friends, and I think they're gonna go through like a lot of it because they want to make friends with all these new people that they don't know as well. So we'll do
Fair enough, fair
2.
enough. Yeah, every 5 gold will represent a potential bottle.
Awesome sauce. So you're gonna do 2
Or
bottles.
or you can pay for less and then it's going to be lesser quality, but that doesn't mean it isn't going to be still very good. Like 5 gold will make you like potentially like a very fine wine, like aristocratically fine wine.
Well, let's go one step under that then.
Okay.
These people want
then
to. I'm sure these people want to get a little tipsy. I know Zarvolg does.
Yeah, something a little more fun and fruity, absolutely. I'll say them like, I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it up to how much you want to spend for supplies, and then I'll leave it up
They'll
to you.
still
5
spend 10. They'll still
Okay.
spend 10 gold, but
We'll
what could they
spend
do
10
with
gold.
that?
Yeah, we'll spend the 10 gold, and when you go to brew it, we'll figure out like the quality and how much, like quality over quantity. So we'll figure that out.
Okay, cool.
And Beverly will just kind of, yeah, she'll point that stuff out. The last thing she'll tell you is just some local events. She'll say, so there's like 3 big things that are going around right now that are like big. You guys are like getting lunch or something. She's like, there's like 3 things going on in the city that's like big news. I told you about the big dragon being killed, but he was like so super powerful that there's still some like elemental destruction that happens outside the walls and sometimes gets in the walls. And every now and then a couple of like these like, I don't know, they're like green armadillo fire things will like kind of attack different streets like once a year or 2. And they're still trying to work on getting it fixed. We actually met some of the fire Ashari who are trying to get it all closed up and fixed. They're doing a great job. They're really nice. So that's going on every now and then. Maybe you'll get lucky and they'll happen around you and you can be a big hero. I don't know. Here's another one. They're thinking about knocking down the defensive walls of the city because, like, they don't want the poor people to feel bad about being poor, I think is generally the idea. Again, I don't really get it, but I think the idea is that they're like, segregation, or you're being mean because we want to be in the walls, but we can't, there's not, I don't know. I don't understand it fully, but people are.
Couldn't we just let them in the walls?
I mean, that's what I said. I think someone explained it to me once, and they said that there's just not enough room inside of the city for everybody. But they're thinking about knocking them down to kind of like show that like we still like you, like it's not personal. I think that's kind of stupid if you ask me. I mean, if the city gets attacked, like what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, I feel like there could be better ways to handle that. You and me on the same page about that.
Yeah, why not make the walls bigger? Why not expand the walls? I don't know. I mean, that costs money though, but still. I don't know. I'm just a girl with a spear. That's me. So I don't know. The last big thing. Oh, have you heard of the League of Miracles?
No, what's that?
Okay, so when like the dragons came and like beat up Tal'Dorei pretty badly, all kinds of different cities got burnt down and destroyed and all kinds of stuff. And the Tal'Dorei Council put out all kinds of like construction contracts, and they thought it was going to take like years and decades for it all to get rebuilt. But this like guild came out of nowhere called League of Miracles and hired a whole bunch of mages as mercenaries and basically rebuilt everything in like 3 years, which was very impressive. But now, I don't know. I think there's something about like the Tal'Dorei Council having a lot of debt now to those guys, so they basically like I think own them or something. I don't know. You might want to ask the others.
No.
I don't understand the nuance. You might want to ask the others about that. They might know better than me. But that might just be a rumor, honestly. But the big thing is that now that everything's rebuilt, there's like hundreds and hundreds of mages that are like out of work now, and they kind of make trouble around Tal'Dorei sometimes, just kind of like drinking and getting work. And people feel bad for them, so they don't get in a lot of trouble, but they kind of make trouble. So yeah, those are the 3 big things happening around Emon, that people want to knock down the walls, there's a lot of mages out of work, and every now and then elementals show up to try and kill everybody.
That's a very interesting place.
It is, but I kind of like it.
I mean, it's very very lively. Seems very comfortable. Except I don't know how comfortable it'll be when the fire armadillo things start crashing around. We'll see, I guess.
I guess we'll see.
Have you been
Zarvolg?
around for that?
So let me just hit Zarvolg super quick. Yeah, Zarvolg?
Yeah, he'll wander up to this conversation. I assume it's happening in the tavern, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and kind of throw because Nyx was buying quality alcohol. I heard, right?
I don't think you heard. I think that's a secret.
Oh, did it not happen yet? Have I not imbibed?
Well, it might have happened, but I don't. Yeah, Nyx,
They haven't
she's
made it yet. They haven't made it yet.
Oh,
They just got the supplies to make it.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so then I haven't had the quality alcohol, but throw an arm around Nyx and be like, well, this is Emon. Don't let her tell you horror stories about bugs and whatnot. We've got that taken care of. However, there is a lot to be careful of in this city. That being said, there's also everything. And he pulls down his lip on one side.
Oh.
That being said, he pulls down his lip on one side and shows her his tusk. And on one of his tusks, there's an etching of a symbol that involves a tree and a number of other items. And he says, there's not a whole lot left of the original Aurora Concordant, but that little psycho back there, and he points at Ember, he's pretty proud of it. So what we do in order to keep this little group together is we all get the marking. And he points to his husk again. Now, we happen to know a little lady down the street who's practiced it a number of times. Are you ready?
Does it have to be in my teeth? Does that hurt?
It most certainly doesn't. I'm the only one with it on my teeth. The rest of it have it in their skin.
Oh, yeah, I could do that, yeah. Feel part of the group.
Well, normally, we get people all liquored up to the point that they're senseless, but you seem like a good time kind of person, and doesn't seem that there's any need for that, right? So, shall we take us a walk down the street and visit the tattoo artist?
Certainly, yeah.
All right, you go down the street with Zarvolg and Beverly, and you walk into this like little rundown tattoo parlor, where you see this like little old gnomish woman with like purple hair, side cut, a little wrinkly. She's definitely older, but she's covered in tats. And she goes, "Oh, Zarvolg, you got another one."
Well, they keep dying off, so we have to bring in a replacement.
Goes, fair enough, fair enough. She'll come up to you, Nyx, and kind of like give you like a spindly old hand and be like, "Joseph Baffleblock, pleasure to meet you."
The pleasure's mine.
All right, you ready for the brand? I mean, tattoo.
I was until you said that. Now I'm a little worried.
I'm just kidding you, sweetheart. It's gonna be fine. You don't know how many of these kids I've done. I've tattooed each and every one of them.
and they keep coming back for more. So you just sit right down and let me just lay one on you. So where do you want it?
Let's put it right there. Right there.
Oh, all right. How big do you want it?
Okay,
All right. I like this one. I like it. All right. She's proud. All right. Let's get to work. Just let me know if you get lightheaded. And she'll take her needle and start going into your arm. You're like, ow, 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 ow. And she'll start hammering away with the
And
tattoo.
because he doesn't know if it matters or not, Zarvolg will, kind of whisper over. They're Fey. I don't know. If they're Fey. I don't know if we need something special.
She looks at Nyx and back at you and goes, just kind of keeps going. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? And she just kind of keeps going. She's like, I've tattooed elves before. Don't worry. Well, technically half elves, but what's the difference, really? And she'll keep going. And yeah, as she's like halfway through, she's like, you'll be my first elf. Isn't that cool? And she just keeps hammering away. And in the end, despite how sketchy she is, it turns out good. Like, it turns out fine. It's like that big on your shoulder and is the same design as what Zarvolg has on his tooth. You hope he's telling you the truth, I guess, at this point. You kind of consider in this moment, you never really took it up with the rest of the group. This is just a Zarvolg thing or not. He's actually just, because as a Fae, the Fae prank for keeps. Like, they're cruel pranksters in the Feywild. So, this wouldn't be out of the ordinary for you if, like in the Feywild, if, some guy came up to you and told you this and then got you tatted and was like, ha ha, that wouldn't be unweird. That wouldn't be too weird.
You might be in
So Nyx is gonna lean over to Bev and be like, I didn't think this through, really. I got a little excited. Does everyone else really have these? So you have this.
I don't have one.
Oh no.
Wait,
You want to get one too?
It's
not
fine.
really.
One for
I don't
Bev
know if
as
it would
well.
work on me anyway. I kind of, change. Maybe. I've never tried, obviously. Maybe an insight check, Nyx.
Tattoo just stretches whenever she shapeshifts, like you're pulling out a texture map in a video game.
Oh my god.
Does Glint have one? Are there really only 3 of us left?
Glint got one.
Oh, Glint got one.
Going. Nice.
Yeah, it's on the inside of his wrist.
I got 16.
You see the wry smile on Beverly's face. Like, she's not lying to you. She doesn't have one, but you get the sense that she's pulling your leg a little bit. You get the sense that there's a good chance that the other ones have tattoos and you're not being lied to. I mean, you are, but So you get the sense she's like, I mean, I don't have one, but you're like, okay, you're full of shit. Does it? You know what I mean? You get the sense she's pulling your leg a little bit. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll find out later, right?
Yeah.
It's too late now.
Too late now.
Yeah, nobody wants half a tree.
It's true. Yeah, I imagine Nyx comes running the bar up to Ember or Gwent or whoever, and it's like, show me it. Show me it.
Ember will happily say, I don't have a tattoo like that.
Oh God! What did you do? What have I done?
And then after the pregnant pause, Ember will do one of these, and his is branded.
Oh, that's right.
into his pack.
Yeah. Ember had his burn
Might take
on,
things
not
seriously.
And it took a while because he's a fire genasi, and that wouldn't have worked as easily as others. So you can only imagine. But
That's
yeah,
dedication right there.
dedication.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your downtime there, Nix? Or do you just kind of want to carouse and wander the city? And
They're gonna do a lot of that, and then they're gonna go. Well, they want to go start their brewing.
They're brewing.
That's gonna take some time, and then they'll spend the rest of the downtime just kind of wandering.
Fair enough. So why don't we call it? This is your crafting. You're doing some brewing. So the standard price for a bottle of wine, the very, very standard wine, it would be a silver for a bottle. So that's like the minimum. That's like the minimum creation cost of a bottle of wine. And then your aristocratic is like 5 gold. And then you can take it further if you think you're good enough and go further than that. But your minimum is 1 silver. So how many bottles of wine do you think you want?
Maybe like 4 bottles, but I want to go maybe a couple steps down from the uber fancy, right?
So why don't we say you said you spent 2 gold. Why don't we say why don't we call it 5 bottles? You spent 10 gold. What if we just said it was 5 bottles and spent 2 gold a pop, and they'll be decent bottles of wine. They'll be very nice if it turns out well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Cool. So you go to crafting. Why don't you make me a little brew supplies check to see how it goes? Let's call it. What skill do you think Nyx uses when she creates wine? Is it performative? Is it like a nature thing? Are you like tasting? Is it like you're knowing your alchemy, your ingredients? What skill do you think makes most sense for Nyx?
They're definitely doing more of like a performance. Like everything for them is is kind of in that range. So that's like their truest form of expression almost.
Fair enough. Yeah, make me a performance check and you'll have advantage because you're proficient with the tool set. As you go to make like a really nice wine.
So it's 34.
That's a really good wine you've made.
The best wine ever.
For 36, I'll say for 2 gold in supplies, you end up just making a fine wine at the end of the day. You could sell these for 10 gold a pop if you wanted to. You're yeah, I'll make a whatever wine, and then you're tasting it and you're doing the ratatouille thing where you're no, it's not quite right. And then Nyx comes out with these bottles of wine, kind of shrugs. Is it white wine? Is it red wine? What kind of wine did you make, Nyx?
A red.
Yeah, you make this nice red, and Nyx comes out with these 5 bottles and is yeah, thank you guys, whatever. Is that what you'd like to do? You like to hand out some bottles of wine, have a little drink together, or do you want to save that till later?
So I'd like to give Yvaine one just for her as a thank you for the cloak. And then I'd like to share the other 4.
Okay, fantastic. Yvaine, you get a bottle of wine. Nyx, you come out with the 4, and you're going to share it with your Concordant. And do you want to do it with the Sparks of Emon as well? Was that the idea?
For sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's plenty of wine for everybody to enjoy. And you guys open it up and take a taste. As Nyx kind of just was oh yeah, I found these bottles out back, cleaned them, and yeah, just something I threw together, whatever. And you drink it. Nyx, being from the Feywild, wine is probably made very differently, much more whimsically where you're from. What does your wine taste like? And it's really good. So have fun.
So it would be really full-bodied, more a strawberry kind of wine, right? Just very bright and sweet.
Okay, you guys get this full-bodied, sweet strawberry red wine, and it's no wine you've ever had. It's literally wine from another planet. It's it doesn't make sense it should be this good, but it's Nyx learned to brew wine on a different planet and kind of did. And you guys are holy shit, this is really good. It's some of the best wine you've ever had. It's fantastic. So if anyone, Yvaine, add to your inventory, Nyx's wine. It's worth 10 gold a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Maybe we'll play out that little scene when we come back. But why don't we take our break? Have a little drink night, and we'll play that out when we come back. So 15-ish minutes. We'll be back soon. Okay, so we come to the end of the little just powwow vacation week, and you guys find yourselves actually like chilling out, which is kind of cool. It's nice. Do we want to play out the little drink night with the after hours? And Nick brings out some bottles. Is that something you're interested in? No.
Why not?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it's getting to be like a little later in the night. Some of the like late night regulars are still around. Jasper's certainly like headed out, and there's just a couple more people hanging around the bar. Yeah, you find you guys just kind of hanging out there, and you guys see Nyx come out with like 2 bottles in each hand. Go for it, Nyx. Why do you have 2 bottles?
So I threw a little something together. I'd like to share with everyone. I don't have much, but I've got this, and they're gonna like start pouring everybody glasses.
Oh, this looks very impressive. Did you make this yourself?
Yeah. I threw together at the beginning of the week. Hopefully, no one goes blind.
What's a little blindness amongst friends?
I have a spell for that, anyways. I mean,
that was a great joke.
That was a great joke. And you all, and yeah, the sparks of Emon are all like, oh yeah, thank you. That's really, really kind. Thank you. And Mo goes down the hatch.
Oh no! And, wait, the sparks are doing it too.
That's what Nick said. Nick said she wanted to share with the, or they wanted to share with the.
Oh shit!
Sparks as well.
Yeah, because Nyx doesn't know them very well, so this is how they make friends.
Well, you're about to learn.
Yeah, and everyone has tasted. There's like an immediate like, yeah, if we're going for it, Karzi is like, darling, what? You made this? You're telling me you made this? Don't be modest, darling. This is incredible. Goodness me. It's to touch my lips. I have. Oh, good. You have a talent, I say. As the big dragonborn happily sips away at the wine, Gumbo's like, I don't get it. As he's like already finished it. It's gone down. He doesn't have taste buds. But yeah, they all taste it, and Shirku is like, it reminds me of a place I went to on the Menagerie Coast, but not quite. It's a little bit more. It's just got everything. It's so interesting. He sniffs it and sips it, very happily. But everyone very much enjoys it. It says thank you. Anyway, I can just keep going through them.
Yeah. Well, listen, as long as one of them doesn't start knocking down the building, I think we're okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're worried about. Kil'Jia is like already finished it. She's like, oh yeah, it was really good. She's like, she notices everyone's still drinking the wine, kind of like puts her glass under the table, kind of sits there. She drank it a little too quick. She's a little embarrassed. Amelia's like, oh, this is really nice. Does this have alcohol in it? I don't know if I respond to well alcohol.
It's wine.
Right. It's fair. I mean, we're at a bar after all. I just have a very low tolerance. That's okay though. I haven't drinking in
a while now.
You don't have to. Don't feel pressured. I won't be
Oh
offended.
no, no, thank you. So it's very tasty. I don't think I've drank since I was with the Druid Circle. But this is wonderful. And then she'll keep sipping it happily. Very quickly, her like deathly pale skin tone begins to become rosy around the cheeks as she like sips away in it. Balthazar's like, oh, tastes of despair. But no. He goes, but in a good way, in a very good way. In a sort of, how to express it. He takes out like a note. He starts like Shakespeare with a big fluffy pen. He starts like writing. Because it's inspiring. And he starts writing away, and he's very clearly a bard, Nix.
He starts crying and singing at the same time.
He starts writing. But yeah, he starts writing this very glum Goliath. And lastly, Alistair says,
"Oh, good lord!
Hey," he goes, "I've had a lot of wine in my time, but." And he notices like Zarvolg and Glint like staring at him across the board. He's like, and he almost like shrugs, like, "Give me a break." Like he's like, "It's very, very good. I haven't had anything quite like it. Thank you."
And you have to take his word for it. He's the head of the Claret Order.
Claret.
Oh, right. So it's not a wine thing.
No, it is not a wine thing. But it's a joke about wine. Anyway. And not everyone's supposed to know that.
Really? I mean, you don't exactly do much to hide yourself.
What do you mean?
Clearly. And points to the semi-toga.
He goes, "Well, I'm not hiding my body, but I'm hiding that."
Suit yourself.
All right, have we had some of this good wine?
Yeah, hopes you guys have all sipped it.
Yeah, like
tasted
Nick's
it.
poured like an extra big glass for Zarvolg.
Oh, nice.
A mega pint.
I will absolutely.
That's right.
A beer stein for wine.
Consume the mega pint and turn to Yvaine and say, "Well, you ready for another shot at the champ?" And he plucked his cross-string bows.
All right. But hear me out. I don't think if I didn't want you to find me, you could find me. Not in a city.
What are we doing?
Beverly says, "Probably drunk archery again."
Again?
It sounds like a bit of foreplay.
I mean,
I don't think
I'm
it's
all
for
for
us.
drunk archery. I'm down for it. I'm just saying the
Yeah,
druid is telling the ranger that she doesn't think the ranger could find her in a city if she doesn't want to be found. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have to find each other as part of the drunk archery game? Are you trying to shoot each other? Is that the plan?
Beverly's like, "Yeah, I admit this is a new rule.
Yeah,
I'm not new about this."
It was drunk archery the last time. She's trying to change the rules.
Oh, if you're gonna do drunk archery and change the rules, I have a suggestion. Every non-bullseye costs you an article of clothing.
Strip archery.
Drunk
New one.
archery. Any it's not a bullseye. That's every shot.
Okay, bullseye. Not just hitting it, but actual. Yvaine's actually thinking about it. All right, so
in the 10.
all right. So where are we shooting? That does matter. There's, In Zephyr, we could go someplace where we wouldn't, hit people or damage
I'll-
property.
I'll go drag a couple of hay bales out of the stable.
Yeah, Ember,
There's an alleyway back behind here.
Make sure we don't upset Emma. No, we don't want to disturb Emma.
He might outshoot you, for all you know.
She very well may.
Depending on which hay bale you're dragging, there might be something behind it. I'm making use of some storage space at the moment.
God damn it!
Are you crafting out there?
Alistair says, yes, Glint, are you crafting out there?
Yes, I am crafting. In a manner of speaking. Wink, wink.
From behind the hay bales, there's a moo.
Yeah, you guys get outside and you see Fenn's outside with like this big bone, this like wicked giant femur, and it's just like sitting over by the hay bale.
Where did you get a plains cow femur?
From the Blaine's cow.
Yeah, we were riding in the fields. They're about.
Alistair says, how do you know that's a plains cow femur, Yvaine, on site?
Actually, that one looks to be just a regular cow.
Actually, I got one now.
I hear they're much cheaper, actually. A friend told me.
I ran into a number of these in Western. The Ankegs were eating them. The Western farmers were very upset.
Oh, so have I lately. Strangest thing.
Really? Huh. Interesting.
Kil'Jia says, so are we doing archery at each other or not?
Oh, yeah. Are you in?
I don't archery very good, but I want to do it anyway.
Right.
Anybody else?
One piece of clothing per missed bullseye.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I'll get in on it. Why not?
The rest of I'm looking at the rest of the Sparks of Emon, and I'm like, no. I'm looking at them, I'm like, none of them use a bow, actually.
Alistair,
now
you want in on this? You got like 2 misses before you're naked.
Want to see you naked?
That's an invitation, Zarvolg.
Absolutely.
Well, I better sit this one out. I wouldn't want to, I don't know, do something remiss. He'll just kind of sit in the back of the wine and be like, I'll happily spectate that. Shirku goes, I would be a good sport. I haven't much skill with that bow, but what does it matter? And so Shirku will do a little drunk archery. It's like, I admit though, I am not too drunk, is the problem.
Absolutely he will, yeah.
I can't legally say I'm a pirate, but let's just say I drink a lot of rum. So it will take more than this.
You're in the privateering business then?
That is right. I am in the privateering business.
I love this.
All right, Ember.
I'm not actually that drunk either. The point was I got you drunk in the hopes of besting you, and I didn't. So are we supposed to get drunk first, or are we getting drunk in the process?
I think we get drunk in the process.
All right.
Percy says, wine is for sipping. Liquor is for drunk.
Oh, no, we would need rum, I think, is what Shirku was suggesting.
Shirku immediately pulls out like a bottle of like amber liquid from inside of his thing, and he goes, "Oh, was that too quick? Sorry, should I have? Sorry."
Take a shot. Take a shot.
You know what I've overlooked? Karzi is probably one of the most accomplished adventurers of anyone in these 2 parties. Karzi, do you want to join in?
Stop, Zarvolg. Please, I don't know what you're saying. I am and look at me. This body was not meant for swinging souls and such. I am a sorcerer. I don't have any archery skill, I'm afraid. I will happily watch those, Zarvolg, if you wish to attempt to miss a couple times, perhaps.
Do you have a scarf?
No, scarves are rather last season, actually.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. I was going to represent you, but I'll represent myself.
Ooh, well, why did you say so? And he will, I don't know, he like goes through his outfit and he like pulls a little piece off of it and he'll tie it around your arm, give you a wink. Incredible. So Kil'Jia and Shirku are in, but the only two with any modicum of martial prowess, the rest of them are pretty much just casters. So yeah, those two will step up to the plate. Kil'Jia says, "Do I have to
really
use
little chance that Kil'Jia doesn't just destroy the entire the entire?"
Kil'Jia says, "Do I have to use a bow or can I throw an axe?"
No.
I think an axe is fine.
Yeah.
I'm not using a bow. I'm a druid. I don't use a bow. I can. Actually, I do know how to use a bow. I've learned, but no, I'm not using a bow. Exactly. Not quite.
All right. Settle down. This is bow only. It's an archery contest.
I didn't use a bow. I used my moon bow the first time. I'll use my moon bow this time.
All right. Whatever. Give us a target.
At this point, I will say that the rest of them have set up a hay bale. With a little. Somehow they've produced an archery target. Or better yet, I'll say Balthazar just sort of like does a quick little strum on his new illusory lyre, thanks to somebody.
Yeah.
And a archery target will appear, but of course it is only in grays, whites, blacks, and reds. Those are the only colors available in his wardrobe.
In his repertoire.
That's right. It's the only only 4 colors he'll allow. Yeah. Your little bow's eye is red, and then you've got like black and white rings around it. Kil'Jia produces a hand axe. Says, "I'll go first. Here we go." And she takes it up.
Remember, it's take a shot. Take a shot.
Oh, okay. Shirku just like pours her a little of the amber liquid. He goes, "Now be careful. This is from what's it called? What's Pirate Island? Oh, Dark Cove. Because now this is Dark Cove rum, so be careful, Kil'Jia. Okay. And Kil'Jia just puts her back. He glonk, and gives it back to him. And she's like, but it's like, to be clear, it's not like measured. She like throws it as hard as she fucking can. And we'll roll. Hilarious. She throws it as hard as she fucking can. Maybe he's a little distracted by how intensely like high proof the alcohol was. Fully misses the target. And you hear like a wall smashing sound behind across the street. And she does like a full like oh no. It's got me to my across the street. Because I need to go deal with that real quick. She just takes out her coin pouch and starts running over across the street.
You gotta scope it in a little, you savage.
Because I don't need the help. I was a warm up. It was a warm up shot. And she runs across the street and comes back and probably just handed her some gold and was like, "Sorry." Shirku goes, Jaya, you gotta. She goes, "Oh, right." And she'll pop up and down, like pull off a boot and like throw it across the yard. Okay. Yep. Camelia's like, "Okay, who's next?"
Oh.
Zarvolg.
Oh, me? All right, I'll take a shot.
He goes, "Ah!" Shirku pours you a shot from his amber liquid from his thing.
Yeah.
It fucking burns. This may be the highest proof alcohol you've ever tasted. I don't know if any of you know about pirate rum, but it's like 90%. Like true Caribbean pirate rum was like 90% of the time. It was like crazy. So maybe a con save, Zarvolg.
Yes. $15.
15, that'll save. You're good for now. For now, mister. Go ahead and take a shot.
All right. I'm going to take a shot with the hand crossbow. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Pretty much a bullseye. It hits right within that center ring. I won't say it's not like a perfect bullseye, but you certainly get within the ring.
And he so you're right. So he kind of aims with the hand crossbow a little bit, which he doesn't use normally. Shoots and as casual, he wants to appear casual, right? Like he wasn't really trying, and then steps back and bows out of the way and introduces it to the next person.
Jericho looks at you, Yvaine, goes, shall you drink or shall I?
She'll knock it back and
Con save.
that was a 19 on the dice. I feel like her con save.
You're good. All right, make a shot.
That mountain constitution. So
Mountain.
she's gonna throw off a new little cantrip that you haven't seen before. Oh, and biffs it. Absolutely biffs it. Absolutely biffs it. In fact, probably sent a bolt of starfire in the same window Kil'Jia broke.
Oh, you're doing the druid star bow.
No. Because she upgraded to 2024, so she got to the Starry Wisp, which is in the 2024 cantrips.
Okay, you do a little of star magic.
Yeah, but it just
sails by. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on? Get ready, you stupid kids. You hear from across the street. Some of the people.
She'll pull off her shoe and run off with her purse.
You hear like some of the people are like, "Hey, cantrip magic!" As the cantrip goes up, a couple of other people step up as they realize this is truly not an archery competition. This is a ranged projectile thing.
Right,
So
every time.
Yeah. So Karzi will step up. She'll be like, "Oh right, I don't have too much, but I'll try."
Yeah.
Goes, there we go. Who else will step up? Balthazar doesn't really have targeted spells. Camellia doesn't either. Alistair doesn't either. They're all real saving throw kind of things, I believe.
Ember, do you want in?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Nix?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Just to check, you keep saying it's strip archery, but everyone that misses keeps running off.
No. Both of us took a shoe off before we left.
Oh, right. Do socks also count? Can we do this one by one?
I don't see why not.
Malicious compliance, I understand.
To be fair, I don't wear underwear.
Fun.
Indeed.
Yeah, some of these guys don't have any like pow cantrips. But yeah, Shirku will start. Well, so Karzi steps up. He's like, "I'll do it." He'll give Karzi a shot and be like, "Oh, all right, fine, I'll drink. holy shit, it's so hot, it hurts, it hurts. And we'll literally do like the dragon form up into the air. Go, whoo! Oh goodness me. Be like, okay, hold still, you barrel of hay, you. And he is going to point his finger, and he clips the side of the archery ring, just like opposite. Still hit the target technically, but he just like clips the side of it with a firebolt. He goes, "Ew! Shit!" And he'll take off his like mantle and throw it away.
Something tells me Carsey wants to get naked.
Oh no! Oh no! I gotta
have-
take my mantle off.
I have a question. Whenever a firebolt hits a flammable object, it starts burning.
Not around me.
No,
Ember's overseeing the proceedings.
Cool.
Yeah. The master of ceremonies. Shirku will take a swig. To be clear, like no matter whether you con save or not, all of you are like, yeah. Shirku takes it, doesn't nothing, absolutely nothing on the face. He takes it just fine. He'll like pick up his bow and arrow. He goes, I don't really do this, but and he'll and clear enough. A little towards the border, but he does get it in the like bullseye range. He goes, "Hey, I used the bow in a little while. I see us got it." And he'll hand it off to whoever's next. I believe that's Ember. Con save.
21.
Oh, 21's a fine saving throw. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
And that'll be a nat 20 for a 30.
Yeah, Ember, you like you try and like tone down the firebolt as much as you possibly. You're like, okay.
Oh, Eldritch Blast.
Okay, shit. Right. Your Eldritch Blast. You're like, okay, let's nothing too fancy. And you put your two fingers forward, and then the fucking hay barrel like explodes in like a torrent of eldritch fire, and everyone's like, "Oh!" It's like the whole hay barrel goes flying all over, lands on top of everybody's little flecks of hay, and everyone just kind of looks around. Shirku's like, "I admit I missed it. Did he hit the bullseye or what?"
He hit the everything.
Carsey says, I think he won. I think we don't have to get naked.
Right.
Carsey's got like her hand axe ready. She's like, oh. Doesn't take a second shot at it.
I'll drag another bale of hay out.
Yeah, drag out another barrel of hay. From the lyre. Another big thing. Glint!
All right.
On you, dwarf.
Glint's gonna take the shot, so let me do my little con save.
Yep, con save for the drink.
27 on that.
Oh, fucking, you're fine. Glint, you drink this and you're like, now we're talking. Like you do like a little bit on your face. You're like, oh, like maybe more surprised than like repulsion, because this is like a little closer to like it's rum. It's not whiskey, but it's closer to dwarven whiskey than you've had in a while.
I do appreciate a brew that has a little bit of a burn to it, actually. Thank you.
And Glint's just gonna pull out a knife and get ready to throw it.
You go, oh, nice. Go ahead, give it a toss.
I don't need my magic. I can play this fair and square.
Do you need help throwing it with those little stubby arms?
Wow.
Kil'Jia turns around and like kicks you in the shin.
That's just a 14.
14. You'll hit, but not a bullseye. You hit the target, but not quite a bullseye.
All right. Glint is going to slowly shrug out of his coat, start rolling up his sleeves.
Nice. Very nice. Gumbo says, "It's my turn."
Oh no!
Oh god.
Make me proud, son.
He puts a hand up and he goes, "Watch this, Yvaine." And he's going to And he's going to shoot a firebolt out of his hand. Yeah, he drinks the shot and he goes, "I don't get it," and gives him back. And he goes, "Who is this guy?" And like puts his rum away. And he's like doing he's like looking back at Yvaine. He's like, "Watch this. This is gonna be so," and fully misses. Just like off into the night, creates a third star, gets another star in the star sky, and he goes, "Right. Like fully thinks he did."
Nyx is gonna lean over to Glint and be like, "Did you know he could do that?"
Oh yeah, I taught him that one. I'm teaching him the safe spells first.
Like
That's safe.
firebolts.
Oh,
Yes, like
Okay.
firebolt.
very safe.
He goes,
Lights candles, starts the fireplace.
"Burns my enemies to crisp."
That too. Yeah.
Alistair says, "I think you have to take off waterproof clothing wherever you are." And he goes, "Oh, did I really miss?" Oh, shame.
You did miss entirely.
He takes off his only article of clothing, his cloak, and drops it to
Oh,
the
God.
ground and reveals his perfectly sleek bone body. And everyone just stops and watches.
What is
we bend the
Alistair's
rules?
response?
Alistair's like, I mean, it's not a wine glass, but he's like, he like looks across at Glint.
What? Is it doctor?
Right.
He's like,
Glint.
"How? Like, honestly, how? Like, I'm not even mad. I'm just curious.
Oh well, we
I've seen a lot of shit with the undead in my time, but this.
well, you know
Why does
how
he have skin? Like bone
you know how
skin.
you know how many supers use a bone stock.
Ah. God.
Right. He's
Oh,
immediately mortified.
it's like, I need to go pray. And he like stands up and walks away. It's like, I come.
Combo.
His
Yeah,
name
he-
is
he-
Gumbo for a reason.
Oh. Oh, fucking wretched. He just he walks. He's like he goes and prays somewhere. Like, "Raven Queen, don't hate me." And just goes and prays to the Raven Queen, and comes back and goes, "Okay, I'm good." I mean, I'm not, but and I think it was just like really. Kil'Jia's got the axe back here. And is just like staring at Gumbo. He's like, "Why are you? Have you never witnessed perfection before?" And they're like, "I don't know." They're all just a little stunned.
The most aerodynamic creation I've ever given rise to.
It's all right. I mean, it's not all right, but he's soup. It's fine.
So,
I mean, we're all soup at the end of the day.
"Look what I can do." And he'll say an arcane word, and basically the bones off of his body's mass is going to like shrink as basically these like shards of bone are going to come off of him and form a cloud of daggers. And he's going to form a cloud of daggers above him and go,
The safe spells.
Glint, he's making it worse.
Thank
I'm
you,
pretty proud of
Father.
him, honestly. He's been working on that one for the better part of a week.
"Okay, I've got one more. If I'm showing off, I've got one more trick. I can hit the bullseye. Trust me." And he'll cast lightning bolt and shoot a lightning bolt and disintegrate the hay barrel. Be like, "I win. I'm going back inside."
All right, put your cloak
and
back
we'll-
on. It's chilly.
But I was told to take it off, Father.
It's chilly, right? You don't want to become lukewarm.
Is it warm out here? I can't tell.
No one likes a lukewarm soup.
It's rather cold, actually. You can
I
put
am
it
a
back on.
soup.
You've done very
No
well.
longer. I have evolved past soup. I am more. But I will put my cloak back. And he puts it back on. And
Thank
before
you.
he leaves, he goes, "Father, I desire pants."
One of these
We'll-
days. Doesn't have to
we'll
be
get-
right now, but one
We'll
of
get
these
you some
days.
pants and some shoes.
I want to go shopping. Just for pants. I don't like shoes. They look silly.
Maybe you can
Oh.
put you and Beverly on it. Have a day out.
Are they
He's
gonna
like,
have a
"What?"
pretty? Are they gonna have a pretty woman montage?
Yeah, he goes back inside. Everyone's like, "What are you
You-
doing?"
You made a big mistake. Huge.
Huge. Huge. Fantastic. I'm willing to say the arbitrary competition keeps going. Why don't we do like one last like round of rolls just to see
Sure.
like kind of how far in you guys get. Okay, Zarvolg, make me. I'll say a disadvantage because eventually the rum's gonna start to kick in. You guys
Yeah.
are all definitely drunk by the end of this, no matter what. Like that's just a given. That shit's high proof. I made it through the first round, but that's it. So Zarvolg, maybe disadvantage attack roll.
All right. Yeah. So after the first showing with the hand crossbow, and by the way, the bonuses aren't any different, so it's going to be the same roll, but just for flavor, he did the first one with the hand crossbow, but once it starts getting serious, he pulls out the Bastia.
Oh.
Right.
Everyone's like, "Jesus
Come
shit."
on.
Listen, it's not all about size, but sometimes it is.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll. Disadvantage. Well, I mean a straight roll because you'll get the fucking legs out.
Oh,
It's
if
a straight
it
roll.
was a straight roll, it was a 25.
Zarvolg shoots a perfect bullseye and it goes straight through the hay barrel because it's a 4-arm crossbow hand ballista. It hit the hay barrel falls over. There's a jarring hole in the hay barrel and someone's like, "I find China" from across the way. As it's just this giant bolt just in the wall of some person across the road. Yeah, you do very well for yourselves, Zarvolg. You come out not naked. Okay, who's next? Well, let me get the PCs done with. So, Yvaine, I elect you.
Yeah, so she actually just grabs. If this is like the last shot, she grabs Zar's hand crossbow and just like haphazardly shoots it. If it's shooting a disadvantage, fuck it, yeah. And she rolls double 17s.
Okay.
Like, and it's like the most negligent. Like she's like half looking at him because he's being a shithead with his stupid ballista, and just like kind of negligently shoots it and looks back at him.
So, if that's the case, Zarvolg does really well, and you're doing your thing, and like this will represent the entire competition, like several rounds of this. So, at a certain point, Yvaine, yeah, he does get you down to your, you're like this at some point.
Oh no!
You're. Yeah, but Zarvolg, So Yvaine unfortunately loses to Zarvolg. Let's see if anyone can beat Zarvolg. Glint, I elect you. Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
So Zarvolg pulls out basically a sniper rifle and braces down the tripod, like dials in the scope and takes the shot, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't counting all of that stuff in. It was just a normal shot with the Bastia, which is it's a big crossbow, but he can just hold it in his hands. And I didn't account for like the tripod and all that.
If you didn't account for the tripod, it would have been a disadvantage because the tripod gives you advantage. That's what I was figuring out.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
So,
all right.
So what was the disadvantage?
I'll take it with the I'll take it with the tripod.
Okay, so at a certain point, Zarvolg lays down on his belly with the tripod and like blasts.
One shot, one kill.
There's no scope or anything, but it's still tripod.
Yeah.
I mean, people are using magic when he was using a hand crossbow, so
that's fair. That's very
totally reasonable. As things go full silly, Glint's going to like pull out his familiar and just brace the familiar on his arm and then aim down the familiar like a scope. And have Philoctetes use the help action. And cast Steel Wind Strike.
Steal what? What? Where did you get straight?
Earned it last level up.
Oh, did they make that a wizard spell?
It's been a wizard spell
Has it really?
since the start. Yeah, that's a 22.
Wow. Oh. Okay. Fantastic. Sure. 22 with the you roll very good. Zarvolg, what was your total?
25.
Okay. 25. Okay. You use your owl to somehow. I do admit I don't think you can use your owl because the idea of the owl to grant advantage in the attack rolls, it distracts your enemy.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
as your owl goes over to the hay barrel and distracts it, it remains ever a hay barrel.
Yeah, I can roll twice and take the lower.
Yeah.
14.
14. So long before Yvaine finds herself stripped down, Glint, you very quickly find yourself departing with your last article of clothing.
Excellent.
Excellent. Last but not least, Ember. Let's see if you can beat the Ranger, the man, the myth, the legend. Needed.
Only got a 17.
17. You around the time that Glint gets, shall we call it, eliminated, you do as well, unfortunately. Now for our other friends. Let's see how they do. Yep. Carzy Long, about the same time. Around the same time as Glint and Ember finds himself stripped down, bearing very proudly his big bull dragon body. He goes, "Oh no! It seems I have lost. Unfortunate."
I'm sure we can do the walk of shame. Back
Oh.
in.
Why, I'm not ashamed. Are you ashamed?
I mean, always a little, constantly, actually.
Oh. Well, you should work on that, yeah.
I am.
Shirku, however, is like banging him out. And he'll probably at the end of the day be like right along, despite his not tremendous skill with the bow, he gets pretty close to you, Zarvolg. He's probably one of the finalists there. He's probably like the third to go, maybe. It depends on the rest of them. But he does pretty good for himself. Eventually the rum starts to set in a little bit, but probably Glint and Shirku are the two people who resist the powers of the high proof rum for longest, and he does pretty well for himself. But eventually he's like, yeah, actually he would probably like he plays along for a while until he gets down to his like pants and shirt, and then he's like, okay, well, I guess that's enough for me, and he doesn't feel like playing past that. That's about as far as he's wanting to go. Let's see. Oh yes. How could I forget the halfling? Okay.
Oh.
He goes, all right. I am going to do so good. Don't worry about that thing. She does pretty good. She doesn't completely biff it ever again, and she does manage to hit it, but she doesn't get the bullseye in the end. And she very angrily like takes off her I don't even know what to call it, her top piece, and just like throws it on the ground and stomps away butt naked. As she loses the game. Very
with a little naked gnome body.
Yeah, little naked gnome just sort of stomps away unhappily in the mud. Who am I missing here? We got Carzy, we've done Shirku, we've done Kil'Jia. I think it's all of them. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to Zarvolg and Shirku, and it's the two finals they're going for, and then Shirku like misses a shot, and he just like isn't willing to go past his shirt and pants, and just like goes, "I submit to the true winner. There's no defeating a man with a tripod." And we'll just sort of like kind of bow to you, almost like you are the man, you are the winner. And everyone kind of, yeah, Zarvolg. All these naked people are applauding you, Zarvolg.
Well, I mean, that is the best kind of applauding.
Fantastic. And with that, the competition is won. The wine is drunk. The night starts to grow into daytime. I think at that point you're like getting pretty late. and a couple of people might stay up and party a little bit, but the night begins to grow late. Is there anything else anyone would like to do on this evening of rambunctiousness before we turn in? Yes,
Yvaine wants to talk to Ember real quick.
Yeah.
She is going to hand him the bottle of wine that Nyx had given to her and say, all right, so I spent the week and the rooftop looks it's pretty charming, I think. And perhaps this bottle of wine will be nice, for the carpet ride. And yeah, I just wanted to leave you with that.
Fantastic. That's entirely thoughtful of you.
Enjoy. And she'll bounce it to wherever Zarvolg is.
I think at some point, Ember, Beverly is going to come up to you actually, and she's going to say, Mr. Ember, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, fine. Absolutely.
Okay, so I noticed that there might be something of like a plan in place for Miss Emma. Am I misreading?
No, not really. It's not so much a plan as it is providing an opportunity.
Right.
There seemed to be some mutual interest in both directions, but they were willing to get in their own way.
Great.
So we're going to help them get out of their own way.
Good. Okay. I just wanted to I don't know. I don't use it a lot, but I'd like to try to use it more. My whole thing. And if you wanted any help, I just wanted to say I'd be happy to help. That's all.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Just let me know if you need anything. I don't know how to help, but I would like to if you need it.
Absolutely. I'll need to ponder just a smidge.
Sure. No pressure. If you don't need any help, that's okay. I just thought I'd offer.
And she just kind of smiles and just kind of saunters away. Yeah, cool. With that, if there's nothing else, if nobody else has any other things they want to do on this fine evening, you will find your way to some respite, a long rest and a hangover for most of you. Certainly anybody who took part in the competition. Nyx's wine probably wouldn't have done anything untoward in the morning, but the Shirku's far less delicately constructed alcohol will definitely hurt in the morning. Possibly, depending on how much. Yeah. Sweet. You guys find yourself waking up the next day. I am probably gonna, because we're coming down to the time, I'm buying myself some time to like construct your bastion over here, because I think that'll be a fun reveal if I can build it over here for you. But yeah, on this last day, we'll say Kil'Jia is down there, like not really that hungover, like sitting at a table, just kind of like rocking on the back leg. And if any of you, who's up first in the morning? Zarvolg?
Nyx is gonna be up pretty early.
I'm always up first.
Yeah. Yvaine, Nyx, and Zarvolg go like running down the stairs, like questioning. No, I'm first. I'm the one who gets up first. God damn it. But yeah, so you three come down like around the same time. And Kil'Jia like springs out of her seat and goes, "Okay, you, Al, it is." And she looks at you, Zarvolg. Goes, is it time? Do we talk now?
Oh. Yeah.
Are you leaving town?
No, we're not.
Don't leave town.
We're not right. We're not leaving town immediately. Okay, Yvaine, please would you confirm for Kil'Jia that we have talked about marching south?
We have, and I now have questions about logistics. Do you mind if I question you a bit?
Yes, but get the rest of get the dwarf Glint and Ember. We should all talk. I want to all talk. I'm sick of the waiting. It's time to talk.
All right, hold on. I'll go get them all.
Okay. I'm gonna go to your war suite. I don't know why you think it's sweet. It's just a room, but I'll go take a look. And she'll saunter up the stairs to your second floor war suite, as you referred to it as.
A tactical suite.
All right, gentlemen. I know it's early. I know we were up late. However, Kil'Jia would like to have a conversation if you wouldn't mind joining.
Sure.
Yep, you find Kil'Jia, and she says to you all, first off, she goes to Nick, she goes, I don't think we have met. Well, I mean, we did meet briefly, but I just wanted to say hi again. I am Kil'Jia, and you are Nyx, yes?
Yes.
Oh, well, it is nice. It is nice to meet you. Do you like other elves?
Typically.
Good. Just thought I'd check. Okay, yes, everyone here. Listen, here's the thing. We all remember what my deal is, right? Why my whole deal, why I am here in this big, loud city all the time.
You're looking for support to overturn the
Iron Authority.
Well, I was going to try to find something more pejorative, but sure.
I do not know this word, but I appreciate it all the same. But yes, I am sick of the Iron Authority. I am sick of the bureaucracy. It is taking too long. I am working very hard, but it is time to do something. I am a woman of action, and you all seem people of action too. So, action time, yes?
Sure.
If you're not too busy, of course. No. Whatever.
When you say action, are you meaning immediate, present, marching now?
No, that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about. I thought to myself, I think the Council of Emon would be easier to convince if we had allies ready to march. The Tal'Dorei Council, they are so stupid. They don't like military. They're always trying to demilitary. They're trying to break down the walls. The only standing army they have is at Fort Doxio, which is like 5 days away. Foolish. They don't like to fight. And I get why they don't, whatever, but it drives me crazy. So, I thought if we could rally allies, if we could bring people together who would fight for the cause, maybe we can convince them to get out of their seats and their talking and come and fight. What do you think?
Did you have someone particular in mind?
Well, I have my group. I was going to talk to them about their people and getting them on board. But I look around the room and I see you are all unique. I know a little bit about some of you, but not much. And thought maybe that's why I wanted to talk. Maybe you all have associations with different factions and can maybe try and help me to gain some promises of support. I don't want to assume, but Glint, you are a dwarf. Dwarves are usually from Craghammer. If you could get Craghammer to fight, great. Yvaine, you are a Shari. If you could get a Shari to fight, great. And so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, I've considered the same thing myself. I suppose I could rally refugee hobgoblins.
I have old connections in Craghammer, but I do have to return there. I haven't visited in years.
I don't believe I will be able to get any of the Ashari, but there are a number of drow in Livengorn. I don't know. They might be interested in coming if they could have a home that they could just be open in, instead of a segregated part of society. There may be something worth bargaining there.
Whatever you think, if you think you know people who would be willing to stand and fight against the Iron Authority, I'll take them. If we have more promise of support, then we can bring people in to fight. It is time that something be done, and we're just sitting around talking about paying off the League of Miracles and not doing anything, driving me crazy. So it is time to do something. So this is what I had in mind. I don't know, but I think if we had allies and support and people willing to fight, it could be worth something. And there are representatives of Craghammer on the Tal'Dorei Council. There are representatives of the Ashari on the Tal'Dorei Council. Maybe you could start by talking to them. Keyleth of the Ashari comes all the time. There is the diplomats from Craghammer. Maybe you start by talking to them. You have worked for the Tal'Dorei Council. They respect you. Me? I am an upstart. I'm a problem maker. I am becoming French. I do not know.
Well, she's African French.
I have I'm not a military person, but I know that sometimes if you are going to try to win a contract or win some sort of specific kind of action where people are hesitant to sign on. Sometimes if you can provide a demonstrable success, or in the cooking world, you'd provide a meal so your client can sample it. Perhaps that's something that's needful. Some tangible proof that they can be toppled, some modest win of some kind that could be managed with perhaps a much smaller force to make it seem more possible.
That is what they say.
That's a very good point.
So
He'll look directly at Kil'Jia.
I don't know anything about the Iron Authority other than apparently they're not good.
Right.
And I trust Zarvolg implicitly, so if he says they're not any good, then they're not any good.
They are not any good.
But what is it of value they have or they rely on? What can be taken from them, at least in a small measure?
Their lives.
Well, no, Kil'Jia, he has a point. If we could demonstrate a significant or meaningful victory in the borderlands, for instance, in a border hub, maybe, that might encourage folks in the north to believe that we could press further south.
Okay.
Also, if I may, up until now, everything I've heard has been conceptual ideas. They're bad, and we should deal with them because we want to free the slaves, because slavery is abhorrent. I think we need to start talking about concrete objectives and allocating resources so we know what resources we need to develop and acquire to actually do something meaningful. Maybe something small scale that we can handle with a small force that we can raise ourselves.
You have to understand. The Iron Authority is not unopposed in the Rift Mist jungles. There are many freedom fighters and guerrilla warriors, and especially the tribes of the Orient Elves. There are many, many small forces of guerrilla fighters who work together to try and hold back the Iron Authority. It's just not enough. We have been fighting for years. I have seen many of my friends and mentors die at the hands and many more be enslaved by them. I agree. A decisive victory could bring morale up. It is time for war. There's been too many lives lost trying to win with the power of the jungle. It is not enough. I have seen it with my own eyes.
It is time for war, and she's not wrong. These battles rage on daily in the borderlands, and we don't hear about them up here in the north because we're comfortable and safe. But I think that the turning point, or maybe the attention gathering point, is finding something meaningful, a meaningful victory to strike versus this outpost or that scout camp or whatever that is normally are traded back inside or back and forth between sides all the time.
Well, perhaps finding something that between the Concordant and the Sparks and the existing fifth column folks, perhaps that's enough to have a meaningful victory that we can then turn around and take to the folks at Craghammer, to the folks in Western, take to the folks at Whitestone and say, these people are objectively bad. Slavery is abhorrent. Most folks can get on board with that. And a meaningful victory can be had. We've accomplished it. Here it was. So my question that I don't have an answer to, it's not my area of expertise, is what target is large enough that a group of obtainable size could act on. Is there a resource that they can be denied? A large batch of slaves that could be set free. I don't know what drives their economy.
Are there resources that your allies need? Equipment, armor, funds, anything of that nature?
We need everything. We need weapons. We need people to wield those weapons. We need people who can navigate the jungles to take them into battle. We need siege weaponry. We need ways of climbing the mountains that they use to hide in. We need everything, and as much of it as we can. Sorry, go ahead, Zarvolg.
No, I will admit that I'm also a little far removed now for a number of years from the conflict, but Kil'Jia, you have active ties inside of Singorn. Maybe they could best answer for us what would be the most meaningful victory to them that's, obviously practical and reasonable. What would be the most meaningful victory to them that if we could pull it off, it would change the tide of at least morale among the freedom fighters?
I think you make a good point. I think you all make good points. So I'd like to suggest we do something different than what I have said. I will stay and keep trying to rally allies and do what I can. But what I think perhaps the best thing that you can do is make your own way into the Riffin Midst Peninsula. Go into the jungles, meet with the elves of Singorn, see the freedom fighters in the jungles, maybe if you think you have the ability to do so, infiltrate the Bisinfo plateaus and see the Iron Authority for yourself. Know their evil, know their strengths and resources, and understand them as a true enemy. And then come back with your eyes having seen what they are, and tell the Tal'Dorei Council what you've seen. Maybe it'd be best you travel south yourselves. You see your enemy with your own two eyes, and then we can talk about allies in war. You have been away so long, Zarvolg. You wish to fight this fight, but you have not been there in years. Maybe it is best you go to Singor, you go to these places and see it for yourself.
If I might, if I may, our immediate plans, to my understanding, seem to be pointing us to Whitestone and some necessary tasks there. Afterwards, perhaps we can lock in our sights on traveling then south afterwards. Would that be achievable by us?
Why not?
Well, of course, it's possible, but I guess I'm asking if we can commit to it.
If I can help Zarvolg and Kil'Jia, I owe Zarvolg my life.
And I think this is why you should travel south. Because you see this as a kindness to me and Zarvolg, which it is. But you do not see. You do not see the suffering in the jungles. You do not see the people enslaved. You do not see how horrible and evil they truly are, because you have been here in the safety of the north. You think what you do is a kindness to me and Zarvolg, but it is truly an evil to be destroyed, as thousands suffer under their punishment. So please, when you have time, when it is right for you, see for yourself that this isn't a kindness. This is a monster to be slain for the good of all the people, because they will come north one day, and then it'll be too late then.
Glint, do you believe you could get the a quick travel way to Whitestone, since the High Priestess Trickfoot requested you? Perhaps you could get a circle thingy. You could go there faster.
If I could maybe send a carrier bird or a messenger there while we're prepping here and convince them to send the sigil sequence that way to us, then yes.
I would dare say that probably Allura would know it, wouldn't she?
She might. That is a good point. We can certainly ask her as well. And
Yeah.
I do need to follow up with her myself while we're here too.
As do I.
I do know the coin mistress uses the teleportation circle to and from Whitestone daily.
Her husband does
speak
live
to
there,
her.
one assumes.
So there is one. Maybe we could use the one from. Maybe they would allow us to use it since.
Yes, if they would share the sequence with me, then I could arrange that and get me some fancy chalk, and we'll be set then.
And doesn't our mirror have a point of contact in Singorn?
It does, yes.
Perhaps while we are in the process of making those arrangements, we can, open those discussions about perhaps there's a way to quickly get from Whitestone to there to expedite this. I'll call it a peek and see, for lack of something better. It
Of course,
doesn't have the appropriate gravitas, but
I can inquire, although worth noting, we were offered work in Singorn weeks ago and have largely put them off, and we've yet to visit in person.
This is perhaps a excellent opportunity.
Also, it's not like we've been dodgy, right? Like there was the whole saving Lyran going from the sightless thing, and then there was the whole getting the Barb circuit to Vasselheim thing.
I
So
understand.
It's not like
I'm not trying to paint us in a bad light. I'm simply saying that if they give us the sequence, it would be a stretch on their end and giving us faith that, as far as I can see, we have not yet earned with them. It's not impossible. It's just, understand, I might not be able to get it.
Well, and that's fine. There may be some other method.
I can do what I am on the Singorn delegation. I can
really. Oh, if you could, yes, then that'll be excellent.
I can try and see if I can get the ambassador to get it for you in the context of a diplomatic mission on my behalf. I could try.
I expect once we get a lay of the land in the River Mists, the next move will be sort of a grand road trip to assign, to gain allies and do this sort of politicking. So Singorn will be a key point in that. Craghammer may well be. I'm sure Whitestone will be if we can find ourselves in good graces there once we visit.
Well, go to Whitestone then. Do what you need to do there. And I will see if I can fetch you a teleportation circle sigil to Singorn. And thank you for hearing me. I am not heard much, but thank you for hearing me.
Of course. I'm happy to help all I can with this, and in the meantime, while I'm here, if you need any specific armor or weapons made, I'm happy to produce them.
She folds her arms, goes, I do not need to strap metal to myself. I am a mountain.
Yes, but your friends are mostly hills.
Oh. Well, I appreciate the offer. I will think of who could be. I mean, if you have a means of mass producing weapons and armor and shipping them into the deeps of the River Mist Peninsula, I mean, go for it.
I don't
have a way to. Yes, I don't have a way to. I don't have. This is the problem. I don't have the. I'm trying to get the funds too, right? I don't have. It's complicated, but thank you is what I mean to say.
Well, perhaps one of the other things that either we do when we're in Singhorn, or if you folks can target select in advance, if you're resource constrained for funds or armament and the Iron Authority is not, perhaps that is the victory that we need to specifically look for, is to take from them to feed you.
If you go south, you will see. You will understand. You'll understand much. But again, thank you. I do have to go. I am technically a politician. But thank you for listening.
Certainly, and do keep us in the loop.
And she will smile and nod and give you like a little punch in the arm, Zarvolg. And we'll wander down the stairs. And with that, we'll end off our session for the night. Because you guys have a bastion to go check out before you disappear from the city, and we'll deal with that next session.